Today, I'm going to tell you a story about a journalist.
Oh, is it about yourself? Oh, got me a beauty.
This journalist chased down stories to the very edge of the world.
Wow.
Only to have her own story cut short in the most unthinkable of ways. Today, I'm going to tell you about the night of what happened, the search that followed, more on who this journalist really was, the smoking gun, and the prison escape attempt.
Oh, my God.
Today, I'm telling you the story of Kim Wall.
This has got everything. I don't know this story, and I think I say that every week, so please continue with your tale. That's my new catchphrase.
I like that.
Hey there, everybody. Welcome to Not Another Crime Podcast.
I'm Georgia Love.
I'm Sammy Peterson.
I'm a journalist.
I am not. But if you want to just skip ahead, as always, and listen to just the story, you can do that. The time code is in the show notes. G-Love.
Sammy.
G-Love.
Sammy.
G-Love. I have had
Sammy.
such a lovely time meeting you today.
Thank you.
You are everything and more that people told me of you.
What have they told you?
Yep.
Right. Can you please tell me?
All good, I hope. I love when people say that and they're expecting you to say
good,
the
I
worst
hope.
thing.
Nah.
I remember being in an office once where someone said, "Oh, good, I hope," and they went, "Oh,
No.
yeah, no." It wasn't even a no. It was a no.
Oh, dear.
Oh dear.
Oh,
Oh
dear.
lordy, dear me.
Right.
More than happy to talk about what you're doing. Talk about.
I don't know why you keep talking about other stupid
I
stuff
know,
when there
I
is
know.
one big topic that I know you're desperate to talk about.
The Epstein
'Cause
files.
your apartment today, it's a little bit of carnage.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, like a college frat house the day after a big party.
Yeah,
But it's
yeah.
less like red Solo cups and empty beer kegs and more a lot of dog fluff and dozens of dog toys.
Yes.
Please, Sammy, tell me why.
Well, so a friend did message me this morning and said, "Hey, I thought you were going to come and meet me last night." And I was like, "Sorry, I didn't text. I had a party pie party." Which is so damn cool. Now, if you don't know what a party pie party is, it's basically a party where you have party pies at a party.
Oh.
And I thought Diggs was turning 7 years old. 7 years old. He was born on Valentine's Day. Of course he was. He's my little love bug. And it was love bomb. And every time it's his birthday, I just want to do something a little bit special. And I thought he'd love party pies, he'd love lollies, he'd love mini sausage rolls, and he'd just love everyone having the best time of their lives, and also him showing all of the toys. And so it was Valentine's Day. I know Valentine's Day, not everyone celebrates Valentine's Day, but to those who celebrate, you should also be celebrating Diggs' birthday. And I thought, why don't I just put it out there to the world to say, hey, if you're not doing anything, I'm going to have a party pie party between 4 to 6 p.m. If you want to drop by the party pie party, please do come. Diggs would lose his mind. So the first person that comes is my friend Serena. Diggs is like, this is the best day I've ever had. She bought him a beautiful
one
gift.
Visitor came.
One visitor came.
Little did he know. What
Then
was
people
coming.
kept turning up. And because our good friend G-Love.
That's me.
Oh, and Diggs, G-Love is Diggs's favourite person in the world. And I was like, G was basically doing Everyone Has an Ex. So you were doing 2 interviews for that yesterday.
Yes.
Yeah, the podcast, which is coming back. Very exciting. And so you were like going to be like half an hour behind everyone else. So Diggs, every person that came in, Diggs was just like, this is incredible. I couldn't believe it. And then the G-Love rocks up. Now, G-Love also brought Diggs 2 beautiful little toys, and party hats and fairy bread.
Fairy bread.
But when I first moved house, like a long time ago, a year ago. It wasn't even that long ago. It was basically a year ago I moved house. And Diggs was kind of, because it was a brand new area. Diggs and I had moved house together twice.
Yes.
And he was like, it takes a little bit to find his feet. He's just like looking around. And I remember the moment that you walked through the front gate of the new place and he could see you. And it was like, and I'm not exaggerating when I say this, it was like he was looking at me going, she found us! She found us!
That's exactly what his face was doing.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we moved place, but she's found us here.
And then Oliver Clark came around. So this is the first day I moved, so you and Oliver came over for drinks.
And he could not believe it.
He could not believe it. And so the party yesterday was the best day of his life. My old neighbour Mish gave him a kangaroo meat log. And so we had that for his Christmas
I
cake.
don't like that
I know.
Kangaroo
Log.
meat
Sorry,
log.
it's like a beef Wellington log. But and I didn't serve him that. But I got that. And so It was just a day where it was like, Diggs, whatever you want to do. So we went to the dog park. He's running around there. Then it was just like him sniffing everywhere. I was like, you take me where we're going, Bubba. And then he like just walked around for probably an hour just sniffing stuff, popping his heads into popping heads. He's got one.
All of them.
He's
not Tasmanian dog.
Yeah. He's not the dog from Harry Potter. But yeah, so then he popped his head into cafes and everything. And a few people.
Oh, no, you know the rule. If it rings, you have to answer it.
It's my mum.
Oh, it's your mum. Go on.
Hey, Mama Bear.
Hi, Sammy.
Hello. Good. How are you? We're just recording. G and I are recording an episode of the podcast right now.
Hi, Jerry.
G says hello.
Hello to G.
Do you have any advice? Last time you were on the podcast, you gave advice about tap dancing. Have you got any advice for today?
A life hack or something.
Life hack or anything?
Advice for today. Let me think. Well, be wary of swimming in murky water.
Okay.
Oh, how come?
Because sometimes you knock other swimmers on the head accidentally and they're never very happy.
Was there a death?
No, there wasn't a death, but a headache apparently.
Which is worse,
I
arguably.
knocked on the head yesterday.
Oh, no.
Shit.
So have you had a big falling out?
Yes, I'm afraid so. I'll never speak again.
Oh, no.
So just something for you all to be beware of. That's what
Thank you.
Thank you for letting us know. I'll give you a call a little bit later. We're just talking about Diggs'
Do you have
birthday
anything to
party.
say to Diggs?
I hope it was a hit.
It was an absolute hit. He loved it.
Of course. Bye, Sam.
Love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye.
Diggs, say goodbye to Grandma.
Oh, he was so sorry. But yeah, it was just one of those murky water. I know she's hit someone in the head.
It's like, there've been a few shark attacks in Australia recently. She's making a shark thing. No.
She just hit someone in the head, knocked someone out. Big headache.
How many
They're not
people were
talking
in the
anymore.
water?
I'm not sure. Because also like Phillip Island at this time of the year, it's quite quiet. And if you're like
it's a really
swimming,
big
how do you hit
beach.
someone in the head? Anyway, so it was the best day of his life. So he's popping his head into cafes and I said, it's his birthday. And he got some treats from local cafe owners. He was having the best day of his life. It was incredible. So best day I could have spent for Valentine's Day. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful. And he's very tired today.
Very tired. He's absolutely exhausted. Anything I missed out on? Did it? No. He was very excited to show all his toys off.
There were like 10 people here.
Yeah.
For Diggs' 7th birthday. It was really beautiful. He stole a piece of fairy bread off the plate.
He did, yeah, and a party pie as well.
And a box of Maltesers.
Yes, a box of Maltesers because he's very excited. How about your Galentine's night? Was it wonderful?
Oh, yeah. Me and some girlfriends went out for dinner and called it Galentine's.
Some of the girls that were here as well. The gals, yeah.
That's right. Just had a lovely Mexican dinner. Spoke about Bad Bunny at the Super Bowl a lot.
Great.
A lot.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Oh, my God.
We simply cannot stop talking about it. It was the freaking best performance
It was so cool.
ever.
Yeah, it was amazing. And everyone that was upset about it, I go, who? Like, it's just so annoying. It's just like, I didn't know who Bad Bunny...
It's not so annoying. It's just racist people.
Yeah.
Ones that were upset about
I didn't know who Bad Bunny was. Like, I
No,
don't think
but it
many
was the
people
best
knew. Yeah, it was
performance in the world.
incredible. Yeah, it was amazing. And we went to the Book of Mormon.
Oh my God.
Oh, it was
Hello.
so good.
We went to the Melbourne premiere of the musical The Book of Mormon this week. Sammy, please tell me what you thought about it. Tell me what you were expecting for. I know you've seen the show before, but from this performance, an Australian one.
So I had seen it in 2013. I was going overseas for the first time. I was so excited. And I booked a West End show because I was like, anyway, I'm a big fan of South Park. I've always been a big fan of South Park, but I do not watch every episode. I just go, it's really clever. I find it really funny. I find the humour really funny. Sometimes it's a bit too gross for me with all the shitting humour. But I do find it really funny. And so I just love the musical when I saw it. But since then, people have told me it's changed a bit in the last few years and they've kind of tried to, I guess, just bring it up to today's standards. But I just don't think that's the way that South Park have ever operated. No. So you're going to get what you're going to get.
It was wrong when they wrote, it
was wrong when they wrote it, absolutely.
And not in a way that it's like, really offensive.
No.
It's very rude.
Yes, yeah.
But I didn't, because I know it very well.
Yeah.
And I only noticed one bit that they changed, and literally one line in a song that they changed slightly.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, people had said it as well. It was absolutely fantastic.
It was incredible. I don't remember that level of hilarious dancing.
The dancing
was so funny and so great. Good. And it only lent into the belief of the Mormons, which I thought was so great that They feel like they can do anything.
Yeah.
They're there to help. They're excited and everything.
And their haircuts are precise.
Yes, they're very precise. But like the most amazing performers.
Oh, it was
dancing.
so good.
I also loved, and it wasn't like they didn't have women in the show, but I loved that the women of the Mormons were all men.
The men, yes. Yeah, because there's only like the cast, all the Mormons are male.
Yes, yeah.
And so the women in the cast are from the part of the show where they go to Africa.
Yes.
So there's one scene where like the Mormon missionaries are going off on their mission.
Yep.
And they were like saying goodbye to their families at the airport. So they were like, oh, we need a couple of white women. So it was just the Mormon boys with like really bad, obvious fake wigs on and like not trying to hide it at all.
But it was so funny. It was like, I thought it would be good, but it was great.
It was so good, wasn't it?
It was so funny as well. Like, I laughed the whole time.
Oh, yeah. My cheeks were hurting. This sounds like it's SponCon. It's not. We just really loved it. What was your favourite song, please?
My favourite song is always, I love Salt Lake City, which I always love, but I thought was amazing. The one that I can't pronounce that is always the one.
Hasadiga Ibawai.
That was fantastic. The dancing in that, it was just brought to life. And I've seen it once before. I've listened to the soundtrack a lot, but the way they brought that to life was incredible. What was your favourite?
I love Spooky Mormon Hell Dream.
That's like, great. That was done so well.
So when I'm listening to the like soundtrack, I sometimes skip that one, but like the staged version is so good.
It was brilliant. Like everyone was funny. Everyone was great. There were little added moments in there.
Yeah.
There's characters that just pop up for a second that you're like, that's incredible.
So good.
It's so funny. And also like, I think that's the thing about, Trey Parker and Matt Stone from South Park is like, it's actually an incredible musical.
Oh, yes.
Like it's also like it's not just funny. It's incredible.
They've written a musical to take the piss out of musicals.
Yes.
So they've done it in like a piss-takey way where they're like, we'll open with a big like opening number and then the next scene will be like setting the scene for what the story's going to be, and then it will be arriving at the second destination and then there's a big tap number and there's a ballad and then the one before interval starts as one person's song and then the others from the rest of the half of the show come back in with their little bits. Like they're taking the piss out of the formula of every musical. Yeah. And in doing that, they've made a fucking great musical.
It's
like a
great.
really, really, really good musical.
And because they're so talented, they can write music.
Yes.
They can, and like, I don't know, everything they do, like even you look at Team America, their film, and you go, yeah, even the songs are so catchy and so great.
What is it?
America. Fuck yeah. Coming again to save the motherfucking day. Yeah. And that is a piss take on Americans.
Yes.
And so it's so like.
Not that we would ever.
No, but it's so funny because they do just take the piss out of people.
And in doing that, make a really brilliant piece
Make a really amazing piece of work. And G-Love saw me. Absolutely starstruck. It's not the first time you've legitimately seen me starstruck. Can I ask you that?
Karen from Sea Change, you were as well.
Oh, yeah,
but that was you were a bit more weird about that. You wouldn't like walk near her.
I didn't want to talk to her.
You were too starstruck that you didn't want to embarrass yourself.
Yes, yeah. And then she came to a live show and I was like, hi, Karen from Sea Change. And my friend grabbed me and went, her name is Katie.
And you know that.
Oh, you know.
So we were out the front of the show at interval.
Yeah.
And dear listeners, if you have been listening for a while, you will know Sammy has brought up the Real Housewives of Melbourne a few times.
Many a time.
He loves the Real Housewives of Melbourne.
I love them.
Petit Fleur from the Real Housewives of Melbourne walked out of the doors and walked towards us and Sammy went, oh my God, like this.
Yeah.
And then Petit Fleur said to me, walked directly up to me and went, Miss Love, and gave me a big hug. Sammy's face, like I'm not exaggerating when I say your mouth open, like it was jaw to the floor and you were just staring at her. Yeah. And so I went,
I think I'm the only heterosexual in the world that is such a huge fan of
Petit Fleur.
I know.
So I said, this is Sammy.
Yeah.
He loves you. This is Petit Fleur. And Sammy, you looked at her and you went, now I've met you and Janet Roach.
I know.
Do you remember that you said that?
And I blacked out a bit. It was an out-of-body experience.
Janet
I've
Roach
also met
also
Gina Liano. I didn't bring that
forgot?
up. Forgot.
We have to see her again.
Janet Roach I've met twice. Do you remember once I met her at Rob Mills's birthday party?
What?
She was just out the front. She kept going, oh, Millsy, wouldn't mind, and something like that. And I was like, amazing, Janet Roach. I kept calling her Janet Roach. And then I saw her at the
airport.
the
You told that story on here before.
It's just like, oh my God. And someone next to me was like, what's the deal?
Who is that?
No one knows.
Who is that?
But yeah, so Petit Fleur, incredible. And
then I said,
yeah.
Can Sammy please get a photo with you?
Yeah.
Because I knew you wouldn't have asked.
No.
And you desperately would have wanted one.
Yes. And so then she put her leg across my
over
waist. Incredible stuff. And then she asked if she could get a photo on her phone of me.
Of you.
And then she followed me on Instagram.com and then she said, you have amazing energy.
Oh, well, she's right. Let's be honest.
But it was so lovely.
So are you telling me right now, on the record, you and Petit Fleur are in a relationship?
In a committed relationship.
Sexual?
It's not there yet, but it will be soon.
Oh my God, that's beautiful.
Yeah, like I keep saying to you that Diggs is but Diggs is 7 now.
Yes.
He wants to have his first kiss this year.
Oh, no, I don't know.
You
why
get so upset about this.
It makes my heart hurt when you say that. Sammy's been saying for the first 2 months of this year, Diggs is thinking because he turns 7 this year, maybe 7 will be the age where he gets his first, where he has his first kiss.
Yeah.
I don't know why it hurts my heart. It makes me a little bit.
He's such a gentleman. And I think he would be so. He'd be
a good kisser.
Well, I don't know about that. He practices on Dad quite a lot, but not in that way. He just likes to give me a kiss. But I reckon, and this is why I want you to take him to the dog park because you get embarrassed around me.
Diggs would.
Yeah, but if you could take him to the dog park to just chat to girls and stuff, to chat to. There's a Primrose who was a little bulldog that he just thought was so pretty.
It's the best name for a
so
bulldog.
cute, a little beautiful Primrose, and he was always just like really cute with her. Would just kind of sidle up to her and just stand there with her.
So you're asking me to take your dog to the dog park and help him flirt with Primrose the bulldog.
Yeah. Have his first kiss. Wouldn't that be beautiful?
No, I'd feel
He talked to me about it for ages after.
I don't really. Oh, he's looking at me funny now. Tell me to.
He's embarrassed.
Tell me to buy Jones.
He's embarrassed. He's embarrassed. Please, Jones. But yeah, so Diggs will maybe have his first kiss this year, and I will consummate my relationship with Petit Fleur, and I'm putting that on the record right now.
I've got one follow-up question. Is that a threat or a promise?
That's a threat and a promise.
Oh. Should you take that out?
Why?
No reason. Petit Fleur, if you're listening, blink twice if you need help.
But yeah, I was so starstruck. And it really doesn't happen. I think it is, for me, it is people who you've either grown up watching. So for me, Sea Change was the show that I watched with my family growing up. So you have this idea of people. And for Real Housewives of Melbourne, I watched every single episode in COVID.
Oh,
and so I was just like, it's just that.
Yeah, it's like that bubble time of
going, that's a major celebrity.
That's when I watched Schitt's Creek. So that's my show from that time. It was dedicated time because you were never out doing anything else. Every night I'd be like, should we watch 4 more episodes?
Yeah, it's like a time capsule moment. My friend, and I'm not going to say the name because I'll be so embarrassed if I say this.
Name them. Hey, how much do you like Real Housewives? Do you get this reference? Name them.
I love that.
Name
Name 'em. So he once saw Scotty Cam and he went, I fucking love Scotty Cam. And it was the funniest thing I've ever heard because it was Scotty Cam, who is from
The Block.
The Block. I don't even know. The Block. And he just kept saying, oh my God, it's Scotty Cam, it's Scotty Cam, it's Scotty Cam. Because he decided to watch all of The Block. He just started watching old episodes of The Block.
Which if you're listening from overseas and you don't know this show, it's a
renovation
reality TV show.
And he goes, oh my God, it's Scotty Cam. We need to get you out of here.
Cool.
Because it was too much, just being excited about Scotty Cam. But I feel like people have, and I'd love to hear from you listeners, if you have a person. A niche
big
person.
Celebrity.
It can't be like, oh my God, Margot Robbie or anything. It has to be such a niche person.
That other people would go,
what?
Oh, really?
Yeah. Have you had one of those where it's like, I think Cac, your sister, it's like that with Rob Millsy Mills.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. So
and Joel Christie.
And Joel Christie.
Yeah.
She's a bit more cool with Joel Christie now, but she still loses her mind over Rob Mills.
Right.
We're good friends with Rob Mills.
Yeah.
So Katie's now
Can
my
you ever
sister.
Be? Well, who knows?
not if you're Miss Vanity. That wasn't very good. I started saying
It was good though. I liked
no,
it.
it wasn't.
Something
That's
to
okay.
workshop.
That's okay. We'll just cut that out.
Edit it? Yeah. But do not edit the consummate the relationship with Petit Fleur. Do not edit that bit out.
This story's really long. We've been bullshitting on for so long about just no one cares about any of
I
this.
think they do. That's why you're wrong. Chooky babe.
Hey,
Chooky babe. That's why you're wrong.
I'm never wrong. I think we should crack on with the story.
Yes.
But Katie
yeah.
loves Rob Mills.
Yeah. Okay, so write in. We would love to hear from you. We're going to do the mailbag section as always at the end. Please do write in, sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. You can leave a speak pipe below. That's a voicemail that you can leave us. We love hearing your voice.
You must leave us a 5-star review. You must leave us a 5-star rating.
That's right. Let's get into this week's episode.
Now, today, I need to do a big shout out at the top of this story.
Yes.
A thank you and a credit to our good friend Taylor, who I work with. Taylor ghost wrote this episode.
Oh, my God.
So she's a writer.
Yep.
And she's working with me at the radio station at the moment and doesn't have as much of an opportunity to do kind of creative writing.
Sure.
And she listens to this podcast and loves it. And she said,
She loves some episodes.
She
She's
loves
made that very clear.
famously doesn't like some. She tells us all the time. She said, could I do, I just want to kind of do some writing.
Great.
If I wrote an episode for your podcast, do you want to do it? And I was like, what, me? Have a night off? No thanks. I said yes. And so
yeah, that's so good
one,
because Taylor also did mention, you told me before this, that it takes a lot of work to write one of these episodes.
yes. She goes, I really enjoyed writing it. I enjoyed writing, but fuck, I'm not doing that again. That took so fucking long.
Yeah.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
That's why when you said you'll do one, I'm like, yes. So this episode is written by and edited and presented. Written by Taylor.
Yeah.
And edited and presented by yours truly,
Love.
Georgia and Ruth Love.
Wow.
And if you're wondering, my birthday is on the 30th of August.
Thank you for saying that.
So, as I said in the intro, today I'm going to tell you a story about a journalist who chased stories right around the world, only to have her own story end and become a huge story of its own. Kim Wall was an award-winning Swedish reporter. Go on, I know what you want to do.
You want to do the Swedish chef?
Tell the story about your Swedish friend the other night.
I feel like it's too early for me to get sidetracked by the Swedish chef. I will tell that
Just
at the
do
end of the
just
podcast.
do the Swedish chef noise.
Hurdy-gurdy.
Okay, well done. She had a passport full of stamps and a binder full of stories that most journalists wouldn't even dare to chase.
Yeah.
Stories from nuclear testing in the Marshall Islands to post-war tourism in Sri Lanka and tiger poaching in India.
Tiger poaching?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for like the rug.
Just
the
awful.
Really
Yeah,
rich
it's
people
awful.
have like tiger skin rugs.
Yes, and Dr. Phil. Well, Dr. Phil's a rich person.
and Dr.
Yeah.
as
Sorry, I didn't mean to segregate him from rich people.
and Dr. Phil.
Ever heard of him?
Kim had even slipped into North Korea at one point because that's where she found the story was.
Oh, my God.
She was fearless as much as she was curious and was committed to giving a voice to people that the world often overlooked.
Yeah.
She was born on August 10th. How many days before my birthday?
20 whole days.
There's one. Oh, wait. No. It just says but on August 10th.
Oh.
She wasn't. She
But
might
still
have
20
been,
days.
I don't know.
Whatever.
On August 10th, 2017, when she stepped aboard.
I don't think she was born on
No.
August.
The next line. Yeah, no.
Okay.
Anyway.
It's really good when someone else writes this for you. You got your head around it.
I have gone through and changed things into my voice.
Yeah.
But clearly
Don't
not
worry,
well
you got
enough.
your head around it.
On August 10th, 2017, when she stepped aboard a homemade submarine.
This is what's wild.
Yeah.
A homemade submarine.
Yeah. And she was getting on it for a story.
Yeah, okay.
That day, her own story would come to an end.
Look, homemade, fine for pasta. Fine for
Not
a beautiful sauce.
You know
pasta
what?
sauce. I'm not talking
Good
about pasta.
for pasta, but
Good for
not fun
pasta.
to do.
Not
Homemade
fun to do
takes
pasta.
so long.
Oh, my God.
Oh, it's fun to do pasta.
Oh, it's
don't
fun
get
to
me
do
wrong.
pasta. Yeah, don't get me wrong. But yeah, I think a homemade submarine is not something I'll
Yeah.
get on.
I think anything that
Anything that goes boop.
yes, things that make you go bloop. Things that take you underwater for an extended period of time.
Yes. Let's go through them.
Like
fish.
one. come with me down here.
Please, I got something to show you, please. Okay, Femsh.
Flounder, no.
Oh, Flounder, no. Yeah.
Like submarines, obviously.
Yes.
Scuba diving.
Scuba diving as well, sure.
I'm just like, humans are not meant to be underwater
No.
for a long period of time where they can't breathe.
That's why the fish is trying to lure you in.
That's
he knows
why.
you can't breathe under there.
He knows you can't breathe under there. Ariel needs some friends.
That's right. With gills.
With gills. Especially a friend named Gil would be great. So if it is homemade and is something that takes you under the water for an extended amount of time, like a homemade fish or Submarine, which is what Kim Wall went on August 10. Right. Kim was born in 1987 in the small Swedish town of Trelleborg.
Trelleborg?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I'm sorry if I'm not. And both of her parents, Ingrid and Joachim, were both journalists as well.
Joachim Phoenix.
No, it wasn't. Okay. Yes, no.
Both journalists as well, really?
Both journalists. Storytelling was literally in her blood.
Oh, my God.
Her parents took her across Europe before she could even walk or talk. They were very well travelled, very learned.
Love that.
They were juggling reporting trips with holidays and raising a daughter who was absorbing absolutely everything around her. She was just, her brain was a little sponge and she loved it. They taught Kim what made a good article, how to ask the right questions, and how to always stay curious. So it was no surprise when Kim went on to study international relations at the London School of Economics. So she was obviously
so smart,
not right in the head, that she earned her master's in journalism from Columbia University.
Oh, my God.
Smart cookie. By the age of 26, she was already well and truly carving out her own path as a fearless journalist, with bylines appearing in publications including Harper's Magazine, The New York Times, The Atlantic, Vice and The Guardian.
Oh, my God.
By 26.
Oh, my God.
She travelled the world on competitive grants that recognised her huge talent. So she was like getting awarded grants everywhere she went. She moved through China, Sri Lanka, Uganda.
Oh my God. I'm not going to do the song because Uganda
is the place in Africa that Book of Mormon is set.
We are Africa. That's another great song.
From Book of Mormon, they go, Africans are African, but we are Africa.
So cool.
But when he says Uganda, he goes, where is that?
Oh,
Like,
yeah,
Africa.
yeah.
Oh, boy, like Lion King. That's what I thought you were going to do. Anyway, she moved through China, Sri Lanka, Uganda, Haiti, North Korea, India, and the Marshall Islands. These are all for her own reporting on her own.
My God.
Yeah. She was really driven by a commitment to give smaller and marginalised communities a voice, no matter the risk to getting the story.
She's amazing.
Yes.
Love Kim Wall.
She didn't just cover stories, she really delved into
part of them, wasn't she? Yeah. I find it really interesting when journalists become so obsessed with a story. And I think at some point we'll talk about the Golden State Killer and, Michelle McNamara, like people like that become so obsessed on one story, even like
Vicky Petratus.
Vicky Petratus, very similar actually. And just people that become so obsessed with something. Yeah. I just find that so, like, Watergate, like stuff like where you go, you become obsessed with it.
All their time and energy and effort into one
their
story.
Life story. Yeah. That is fascinating.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I've definitely got the intrigue and curiosity to do that. I'm just this is what I think when journos, uncover some massive big scoop and breaking story that they've been working on for 6 months or 2 years. I'm always like, I'm really jealous that they've got the time to do that. How are they, their employer just going, yep, we'll pay you a salary and we'll just trust that you're going to come with a good story and go and do your own thing.
Yeah.
I'll be so good.
I know.
Love that.
I dreamed about Helen Garner last night. I want to tell this really quickly.
Now you're horny.
I'm horny. Well, we've already talked about Petty Fleur and Helen Garner in one episode. So Helen Garner, I wrote a love letter to in a dream.
Oh my
and
God,
then
I thought you were saying
she
you actually did. And
sent
then
it back with corrections. Red pen through that. Yeah.
She's one of mine.
Yeah.
I feel like that is the amount of time you and I spend together.
Yeah.
That is that infiltrating your dreams. I love Helen. What? That's so
funny.
That's great. My sister had a dream that when we went down to Festivali, that food and wine festival in Tassie, she dreamt that my ex-husband was there as well. And it was fine. We're amicable, we're friends, that's fine. But she was like, it was really awkward because we wanted to go to Tassie for the weekend to avoid him because he was going through a really big controversy because he'd bitten a politician's butt.
Yes. Can imagine him doing that.
Yeah.
Also, your beautiful Sinead messaged me before saying I'll have to go down to the Grapes of Mirth and hang out with her and go down to Launceston.
Oh, yeah, because Nikki Britton was...
Yeah. Anyway, it doesn't matter. We'll talk about that later. We'll catch up later. Sorry, we'll catch up later. People are still like, when's he going to tell that amazing Swedish chef story? That's coming up later.
That's called a hook.
That's called a hook.
And also...
No one's sticking around for that fucking story.
When he said at the start, like, if you want to just listen to the story.
Oh, yeah,
so people have just, like, searched the name Kim Wall and they've not heard this podcast before. They just want to listen to the story. And then, like...
I dreamed about Helen Garner last night.
A small way into the story. You're going, oh, by the way, Sinead messaged me. Nikki Britton's in Launceston.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Please.
By early 2017, Kim Wall was living in Copenhagen with her partner, Ul.
Oh, 2017, the year she was born.
No, I said that wrong before. They had only been dating for a couple of months, but things had moved really quickly and they'd moved into an artist's loft overlooking Copenhagen Harbour.
How
So
beautiful.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Sounds so cool. It was really trendy, which is a very trendy word.
Yeah.
Trendy.
Very trendy.
In like a really cool industrial neighbourhood, kind of like meatpacking district of New York, filled with creatives. And interestingly, it was also full of amateur rocket builders.
Yes. Really?
Yes.
Amateur rocket builders is the scariest thing I've ever heard.
Just down the road from where Kim and Ul lived was Rocket Madsen's Space Lab, a community attempting to build a crowd-funded Danish space program.
That's insane.
So like
crowd-funded. You shouldn't be able to do that.
Crowd-funded version of NASA in Copenhagen.
You just shouldn't be able to do that. There should be laws in place
yes.
to build your own rocket.
But you know who would find that fascinating?
Gina Reinhardt.
Kim Wall.
Oh, sure,
of the subject of the story.
Yep,
yes.
Kim Wall.
For her, as a journalist, this story was irresistible. She began interviewing members of this program for a piece that she was writing for Wired.
Oh,
You know
cool.
what I mean?
Yeah.
That always makes me think of Simpsons when he's reading it and he thinks it's weird.
Oh, yeah.
And this is the first time Kim Wall heard the name Peter Madsen.
Wow.
So remember, it was called the
Madsen
place
company.
was
What's
called
it called?
Rocket Madsen Space Lab.
Okay, very different.
Peter Madsen was an eccentric inventor. Has anyone who's ever been labelled an inventor been anything other than eccentric?
No, you have
like
to
the
be
two
eccentric
words go
as
hand
well.
in hand.
Yeah, like Elon Musk.
He was a minor celebrity in Denmark. He was a man who owned and built rockets, submarines, and had a reputation for brilliance.
A reputation for brilliance.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Who is he, Bryce Courtney? When are you going to
Build a spaceship?
Yes.
You know I can't talk about that on the pod.
When are you going to go into how he made all his money?
Yeah.
Okay. No, great. I just want to know, because if you're building rockets and stuff, and if you're like an eccentric scientist, you wonder where that money comes from, because there must be some sort of investor that goes, I believe in you, and that means they become more and more eccentric and weird.
Yes, exactly, because there's someone talking to them about how to do it. Well, this is crowdfunded.
Sure.
Remember?
Right,
so Kim reached out to Peter Madsen, but weeks passed without her ever hearing back. Then months, and she thought, I'm never going to hear back from this man. But then suddenly, out of the blue, after months of hearing nothing, on August 10th, 2017...
Oh my God, 20 days before your birthday.
That's right. Peter replied. He had a test rocket due to launch the day prior, but it was cancelled because of financial issues.
Sure.
Crowdfunding ran
Elon
out.
pulled out. Wouldn't be the first time.
Yuck. Yuck. Why did we both make that joke?
I don't know. It's gross.
We were both picturing it as well, aren't we? Oh, yuck. Move on. So the test rocket launch was meant to have launched the day before. It was cancelled. But Peter was eager to stay in the spotlight and have the program remain in the spotlight.
Was he a pretty, he wasn't obviously a private person before this. He was very eccentric and gave lots of interviews and everything.
Yes,
yeah,
absolutely.
Okay, yeah. But she'd been writing to him for a while.
Yeah, and he never got back to her. I think because he was planning this rocket test thing, and that was what was on his mind. And he thought, this will be in the news anyway. I don't need to get back to one journo.
Okay.
But then when it was cancelled, he was like, shit, I want to be in the spotlight. I want a story about me. So not only did Peter Madsen agree to do the interview, he actually invited Kim aboard his own personal 18-foot submarine named the UC3 Nautilus.
Great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool.
UC.
How big is that? 18 foot. Yeah, but how big is? I don't even know
meters?
How big 18 foot is. Yeah.
Well, if you think 6 foot is like, you're about 6 foot, aren't you?
I'm way taller than that. I'm probably twice of that.
You think you're twice 6?
I think I'm twice of that. Yeah, I'm probably 12.
Tall.
I'm about 12 feet tall. Okay. I'm about 4 Subway sandwiches.
Yes. You had 4 foot. Wait.
No, the half
6 inch
ones.
Okay, so you're 2 feet tall.
Yes.
Yes, okay. So this submarine was 5.5 meters.
Not huge.
No.
That's quite small.
Yes.
I would think for a submarine.
For 2 people to be in
Well, it's
as
homemade,
well.
I guess.
Homemade.
Well,
Famously,
yeah.
you can't make anything bigger than 6 meters by yourself.
Yes, of course.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Economics.
That's really interesting, though, because that doesn't seem
No,
like a big...
that's not big.
No.
Like, I reckon your couch is about 2 meters.
Because okay.
So it's a bit more than double that.
That's great for the listeners to have that visual. What if I go, what is the regular size? Should I write this?
Of a submarine.
What is the standard?
No, but it's not like, I think you can get submarines anywhere from like a little thing that one person can fit in and like an army submarine that's obviously going to be much bigger.
Right.
That's like saying what's the standard size of a boat?
It is approximately 60 to 80 meters. So, yeah.
But what? Like what kind of submarine? Surely there's...
Standard submarine. Get over it. Often range between attack submarines... Often range between...
Are you asking me? Are you giving me a command?
Submarine.
Attack submarine.
Attack submarine. Often range between 70 and 115 meters.
Well, this one was 5.5.
Ballistic missile submarines.
I don't like this. It's gone to funny place.
They often exceed 150 meters. Okay, yeah, right. So it can be lots of different sizes, but this does seem...
Can I show you how far in we are to the story?
Doesn't matter.
Look, this is going to be a 5-hour episode.
I feel like that is quite small for a submarine.
It's a small submarine. There, I said it. Okay?
Okay. And if you've got a fish next to you going, come down.
Come on in, the water's fine.
Come on in, the water's just fine.
Under the sea. Under the sea. It was supposed to be a quick ride. Nice. Best places to be. A 1-hour interview aboard the submarine. Just enough time for Kim to grab her story and make it back to the going away party that she and Ul were hosting that night.
On the submarine docked, or if you call it that, or on the submarine submerged?
I think submarines are, or once they're in the water, they're always submerged. They don't like
but it would go
on the
down
top for a while.
Yeah.
No, I think just
the interview
on,
would just be on the submarine, yeah. Docked.
What? Yeah, docked. Birthed. You didn't ask me why they were having a going away party.
What are they having a going away party for?
They were set to move to Beijing in a week's time.
Oh.
And while the timing wasn't ideal to go and do an hour interview for this exclusive story, a week before they were moving and the night of the going away party, Kim was a journalist who would never pass up a good story.
Oh my God, bloody Candice White over here.
So all agreed to start the party without her if she wasn't back in time, and she promised to join everyone as soon as the interview wrapped up.
Okay,
that is
sure.
like green flag behaviour.
Yeah, absolutely.
To be like,
yeah,
babe, if you if you want to do this and you need to do this and you think it's going to be a great story, go. Don't worry about us.
Yeah.
Come join us whenever.
Come join us later. On Valentine's Day, me just opening up a love letter written back with just all these red lines through.
Did she say anything back or just...
No, it's just the red lines.
Oh, I love it. Come on, Helen. It's one of mine. That's my love language, correcting people.
Yeah, thank you, Helen.
So, at around 7 p.m. on August 10, Kim walked the short distance from her loft apartment to the dock.
Mm-hmm.
It was so close that all and their guests could actually see where the submarine was from their apartment window.
It was docked, yeah.
They watched Kim climb aboard the Nautilus with Peter.
Wow.
They were like, oh, look, we'll see you after. They could actually see it
5 metre
happen.
thing, homemade.
Just after 8 p.m, so an hour later, Kim sent all a text that, only in hindsight, feels a little chilling. I'm still alive, BTW, she wrote.
Okay, yeah, could be quite a fun thing to write. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm still alive.
I'm still alive, yep.
But going down now.
Going down now.
I love you. A moment later, her final text. He brought coffee and cookies, though. And those were the last words anyone would ever hear from Kim Wall.
My God. So going down, like that,
So
that wasn't part of the plan, though, I
Not
imagine.
that I
Not
know
after an
of.
hour.
Yeah, so it was like kind of going on board, doing the interview in there, and then he's probably gone, you want to see how it works? Like, let's just go down for a little bit, because it was only meant to be an hour, the whole thing.
My God.
After an hour, she's gone, I'm still alive, don't worry, but we're going down now. I love you. He's got coffee and cookies.
Okay.
What happened next inside that submarine would become one of the most shocking and weirdest true crime cases in Scandinavian history.
Wow.
But just in history.
Yeah.
So, who was Peter Madsen?
Great cue.
To many in Denmark, he was an eccentric inventor,
Yes.
an Elon Musk type
Yes,
figure.
okay, of course he is.
With big dreams of building rockets, submarines, and conquering space travel.
Yeah, and an economical car.
Are you okay? What happened then?
I'm not sure. I was trying to say something about the Tesla, but then I just kind of got confused.
Got an economical car.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law has a Tesla. Ick.
Yeah, yeah.
To many in Denmark, Madsen was, I've already read that whole sentence, born on January 12th. Why do I always muck up the sentence before the birthday? I'm so sorry. This episode is going to go for 5 hours.
That's fun.
He was born on January 12, 1971.
Oh, my God. That's like 9 months before your birthday.
So what are you saying, oh my God, about? What have I missed here? You're just being an idiot. Fuck. Oh, I'm going to be here for 3 days. I need somewhere to be. His parents were Annie and Carl, and they lived in a small town just south of Copenhagen. Is it Copenhagen or Copenhagen? I think it's Copenhagen.
Oh, no,
but I think
okay.
like anglicised, we call it Copenhagen.
Copenhagen, yeah, right.
I'm going to call it that. Annie was more, so Annie and Carl were his parents. Annie was more than 30 years younger than Carl.
Oh, wow, okay.
And she already had 3 sons from previous relationships.
Wow.
Boys who Carl was allegedly abusive towards.
Oh, my God.
More than 30 years age
It's a
difference.
long time.
Tobey Maguire, Spider-Man.
Yep, Spider-Man, yep. Spider-Man.
He is allegedly dating someone who is 30 years younger than him. And
Really?
is 1 year older than his daughter.
Oh, that's creepy. That's creepy. What happened to Tobey Maguire?
He started dating a
Oh, yeah.
20-year-old mum.
Righto.
I literally just told you. When Peter was 6, Annie left Carl and took her children with her. A few years later, Peter did return to live with his father, however. Mm-hmm. And the two of them shared a powerful bond. They were both obsessed with rockets.
Sure.
So his early years were a little bit
Tumultuous.
yes, yeah. There was alleged abuse, and there was also the kind of going back and forth between, like, all the kids went with mum and they didn't see dad for ages, but then after a few years went with dad only, and it was very rocky,
Tumultuous.
very rockety.
Just go with tumultuous. I liked what you said as well.
Thanks. In high school, Peter's fascination with rockets and engineering was really encouraged by his chemistry and physics teacher. And by the age of just 15, he had built his first rocket.
15?
Yeah. A 1 metre tall creation. You have anything to say about the size of that? Are you happy with that?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. What the fuck? That shot 100 metres into the air before crashing back down. It didn't matter. He was hooked.
Yeah. And also, just realise I don't have any idea of size of rockets or care about that, but I really care about size of submarines, apparently.
Yeah. When Peter was 19, his father died, And Peter threw himself even deeper into their shared obsession. It was kind of like, I don't have my dad to do this with anymore, so I'm going to do it even harder. Like, I'm doing this now for both of us.
Yeah, right.
He joined the Danish Amateur Rocket Club.
Sure.
But he didn't quite fit in.
Oh.
Imagine not fitting into the Danish
Yeah, I
Amateur
feel like it'd be a pretty weird person not to fit in there, yeah.
Well, he studied welding, refrigeration, mechanics, engineering, anything that he could that would help him build the machines that he imagined he wanted to build.
You could even study refrigeration.
Yes.
Okay.
Kitchen. Yes. He didn't actually have a formal engineering degree.
Okay.
He would study
bits
engineer
around
and study all
engineering.
around
Yeah.
that. And members of this Danish Amateur Rocket Club found him difficult.
Oh.
His enthusiasm was certainly there, but so was his ego. I've just realised in my head I am picturing Elon Musk.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Conflict seemed to follow Elon, wherever he went.
Mm-hmm.
In the early 2000s, he shifted his attention underwater.
Okay.
Under the...
See.
At the Copenhagen port, he built 3 submarines.
Oh.
They were called... Yeah, now, this is so weird. The 3 names were Freya, Cracker, and the UC3 Nautilus.
That's really funny. That's funny on him.
Funny on
if he knew he was going to make 3 and call 1.
Freya, just like a lady's name.
Yeah.
Cracker, I don't know what
What's
that
that
means.
mean? No. That must be like
Can you turn your phone on silent?
That's my mum message. She's obsessed with me. Sorry.
Why is she messaging you so much?
Oh, my God.
How long has she known you? Your
A
mum.
few years.
What did she say? Read it out.
No, I don't want to.
You have to if you've left your phone
No,
on loud.
please. I've just turned it off. Please.
Oh, my God. Did she say something embarrassing?
No, she didn't.
Did she say something about me?
Yeah.
Did she really?
Yeah.
What did she say?
She's awful.
No, she didn't.
She didn't.
Jess loves me. Right. The UC3 Nautilus was famously, all those feet long. Wait. Okay. I think I should have edited this better. I think that there has been a typo in this. So when earlier I said 18 feet long, it was actually 58 feet long.
Okay, that's quite different.
And
okay.
6 feet wide.
Yeah.
So
I think I was right to have my...
you really thought it was... And I'm going, there's all different sizes.
Yeah, I
Sammy.
know.
It's not that small. Oh, no.
So I
that
shut
would
up
be
about the
very
rocket
small.
sizes.
This is 58
I don't
feet.
know what to believe anymore at all. Okay, so it's a normal size submarine.
Maybe a normal size
Yeah.
submarine.
Okay.
No, you know what? When I said that can be small, I was thinking of the Titanic submersible.
Oh,
that went
sure.
down.
Yes.
That's like kind of a little.
That's a
more
small
like
one.
A little bubble
Yeah.
thing. But maybe that's why they call it a submersible, not a submarine.
Yeah. Okay, so it's
Anyway.
a normal size submarine.
Guys, I've done all my research for this.
And Taylor has as well.
Taylor has as well. It was. You'll love this line. Sorry, I snorted. You'll love this line after that whole discussion about how small it was. So the Nautilus was 58 feet long, 6 feet wide, and the largest privately built submarine in the world.
And here I was believing 5 meters. Like
5.5, I said.
But that's twice this couch.
It was
So I went, I guess, and you're going, come on, they can be all different sizes.
It was the
Fuck off, G-Love. You can't just say it's twice this couch and I go, oh, I guess. I've got cookies and coffee. Don't worry about it. Come twice my couch.
It was the largest
Oh, okay. That's not more
privately
than twice my
built
couch.
submarine in the world
Okay.
at the time. Peter had even lived in it.
Oh, yeah, okay. It was definitely more than twice my couch.
But even though he lived in the submarine under the sea, it wasn't yellow, it was black. His real first love was rockets. And in 2008, he had co-founded Copenhagen Suborbitals with an architect named Christian. Their mission was to build a crowd-funded rocket and send Peter into space.
Crazy.
Isn't it? Isn't it?
Don't crowdfund a rocket and
then go in it.
Yeah. Who are you, Katy Perry? Get over it.
Oh, get over it. For 6 years, the partnership between Christian Van Bengsten and Peter Madsen worked until it didn't. Peter hated the idea of anyone acting like his boss, and tensions rose between them. Again, sounds like Elon Musk. And
it does.
Trump.
It really does.
And the relationship really soured. Eventually, Peter walked out and he took several workers with him.
Sure, okay.
And then in 2014, so that was 2008 they started that.
Yep.
In 2014, he launched his own rival company.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. RML Space Lab. Rocket Madsen launched. That's the one from before.
Yep.
Rocket Man, Space Lab. Space Lab.
Space Lab.
Fuck. Oh, my God, there's so long to go. His goal for RML Space Lab was to beat Copenhagen suborbitals to a successful rocket launch. This became a personal rivalry.
Yeah, he's obsessed with it.
So two stupid rich men, well, not stupid, I mean quite learned.
So they won't build a submarine over 5 meters and so they're quite smart.
Quite smart.
Yeah.
But I mean just like, stupid in that they made their life mission to just beat the other person in crowdfunding a spaceship to go up
but you look at the wealth, like the amount of,
Yes.
so like people who are crowdfunding a rocket or a submarine, they are wealthy, elite people. Like
Yes.
that's wild to have that amount of money to go, because it's not a charity.
No, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Spend it on something
charity.
else.
Yeah, exactly.
Something else, many other things. Stop putting people into space for not
We don't have to be there.
We don't have to be there.
I've always
and
said
I
that.
know, well, I don't know, but I assume and believe there must be reasons we send people into space more than just to show that we can.
Yep. As my granddad said when I was going to go overseas for the first time, there's bits of Jumbunna you ain't seen yet.
What's Jumbunna?
Jumbunna is the smallest little town, not even a town, it's one road outside of Curramborough.
Well, and so he was saying, why would you bother?
Why would you bother
overseas?
going over to London, where I saw this wonderful musical, Book of Mormon? He said, "There's bits of Jumbunna you ain't even seen yet."
Oh my God!
He's a Curramborough man, and he said, "No, there's bits of Jumbunna you ain't seen yet."
Why would you bother going to London? We've
So
got
he
London
wouldn't
here
understand
at
a
home.
rocket.
We've got London at home.
Yeah.
Jumbunna.
Yeah, like my dad goes to the airport sometimes and just sits there and goes, "You just see where everyone's going. They're all going different places. You can see the world. Why would you go anywhere when the world comes to you?"
What?
Yeah.
He sits at the airport.
Yeah, he has
to
a Hudson's
watch
coffee.
people.
Yeah.
He travels from Phillip Island to
He asked
Melbourne
Oliver Clark
Airport.
if he wanted to go one time and said, do you want to come and see at the airport?
What?
So you can watch everyone.
For what?
We'll see where everyone's going. He likes to guess where people are going.
Oh my God, his heart is too pure. I cannot.
But so that's quite an elite thing to be like. The amount of money it would take to make a rocket.
In one city. there
Even
are
fuel a
two-
rocket. Yeah.
In Copenhagen alone,
Wow.
there are two rival companies both
Yeah.
making private rockets just to, because like they can,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's nuts.
By 2017, Peter had scheduled a test launch. But financial problems, as we said earlier, forced that to be cancelled.
Trying to build a 5-meter submarine over here.
5.5. Financial problems stopped the launch from going ahead, and the setback really bruised his ego.
Poor Bubba.
So, when journalist Kim Wall had reached out again saying, "I'd like to interview you," he said yes. And he offered her something irresistible. On that very day that he was emailing her, he offered her a ride aboard the UC3 Nautilus and an exclusive interview with the man behind what was known as the mechanical whale.
Of course.
It was so big.
So big. Really?
It was called the
5
mechanical
meters.
whale. 'Cause it was
So she knew she was going to go down on the ride, but probably didn't know how long that would be.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But no, she'd say it was an hour interview. She was going to be there for an hour and then come back to the party afterwards. And after an hour, she had messaged all saying, "I'm still alive, I'm going down." Like, so it feels like it was kind of
the interview took a bit longer than
yeah,
expected.
come on
Go to-
board, like
yeah.
have a little, like, see what
cookie.
it's like, have a cookie, have some coffee.
Yeah.
Yes. By 10 p.m. on the night of the interview, Something didn't feel right to all. The going away party that Kim was supposed to return to after a quick 1-hour trip on the Nautilus was starting to wind down. The harbour was dark and Kim still hadn't returned home to the party.
Wow.
And she was only meant to be gone totally for 2 hours max.
Okay.
The interview's an hour, maybe there'll be some preamble, maybe we'll have a walk back.
Yep.
2 hours max. All tried calling her again and again. In the end, he had called her a dozen times with no answer.
Oh, my God.
So when the party wrapped up, everyone left, he walked down to Peter's, like the dock where Peter's workshop was, which was just minutes from their apartment, hoping and assuming he would see any signs of Kim. Peeking inside of Peter's workshop, all could see that the Nautilus still wasn't there.
Yeah.
And that meant that Kim and Peter must have still been out in the water. By 2:30 a.m,
Wow.
panic had well and truly set in, and all called the police and the Danish Coast Guard
Yeah.
before jumping on his bike to search the shoreline himself. Isn't that just like the
I
most
know,
beautiful? Like, it's just such a
yeah.
Copenhagen picture. It's like,
Yeah.
I'll search on my bike.
And probably
Poor
thinking
man.
at that point as well, there's been a terrible accident. What is
Of
going
course,
on? Yeah,
they're
yeah.
underwater and no one's seen
In a
them again.
homemade
Like,
submarine,
horrible.
yeah.
As the sun rose over Cape Copenhagen that morning, there was still no sign of Kim, Peter, nor the submarine. Helicopters were sweeping the bay and the Coast Guard boats traced the coastline. Kim's parents were alerted, and by morning, Danish media had picked up the story. Had the homemade submarine sunk? Had something gone terribly wrong underwater?
Yeah.
No one knew. No one had heard a thing. Nearly 12 hours after Kim vanished, at 10:30 a.m, authorities finally made contact with Peter after the Nautilus had been spotted from a lighthouse.
Oh, okay.
Peter spoke to the lighthouse over the radio. He was calm and casual, as if nothing was wrong. We're fine, he said, before telling them that he was heading back to the harbour then and there. But 30 minutes later, a fishing boat spotted the submarine in Kurga Bay, away from the dock.
Oh, okay, right.
A fisherman reported seeing Peter pop out of the hatch, wave, and then disappear back down inside. So this is like a typical looking submarine, right? The bit that pops out the top of the water and that's all you can see, and the submarine itself is down.
Yeah.
So he had said, authorities from like the lighthouse has spotted, they've obviously put out like we're looking for this submarine.
Sure, you were searching for it, yeah.
Some people in the lighthouse have gone, yes,
I've
it's
seen
here. Authorities have been able to make radio contact with him knowing where the location was. He's gone, yeah, we're all good, heading back now, don't worry about it. Then half an hour later, he pops out the top. Someone in Kurga Bay sees him. He waves and pops back down in.
Oh, my God.
Then moments later, the Nautilus began to sink. Peter Madsen resurfaced, just himself, resurfaced through the hatch, jumped into the water and swam toward the fishing boat as the submarine slipped beneath the surface behind him.
Oh, my God. What a sight.
Imagine like this guy's popped up from a submarine, waved, oh, hello, and then it's sinking and he just comes out and swims over to you.
Wow.
The fisherman took Peter aboard and brought him to shore, which was just 4 miles away. Reporters had swarmed the dock by this point. They were waiting with cameras rolling and microphones outstretched. In the footage of Peter climbing up onto the dock, like from getting out from his fisherman's boat, he gives a thumbs up to the camera. He said he was really upset the submarine had sunk, but that's all he said. He had made no mention of where the submarine was, and there was no mention of Kim.
What?
Kim's family stood off to the side of this press conference horrified.
Yeah.
The media didn't yet know that anyone else had been on board.
No, of course not.
It was only Kim's loved ones who knew the gravity of what was unfolding right in front of their eyes. Police quickly escorted Peter away for questioning, and that's when his story began to form. Peter claimed that there had been a mechanical failure on board the Nautilus, explaining that the ballast tanks, which are tanks that can fill with water so that the sub can submerge, but then they can empty to lift it back up again.
Okay, sure.
That's like how a submarine goes under water and up again. He'd said that those tanks had malfunctioned, so the submarine started taking on water and he couldn't save it.
Wow.
He insisted that Kim was fine, and he insisted to police because they were the only ones that said anything about it. Again, he hadn't said anything to media. Insisted that she was fine, that he had dropped her off safely on the coastline where she lived of Refshalun.
So he's saying that he went back to where the party kind of you could see it from, dropped her off, and then went back out by himself.
She's fine. Yeah, I went out, and that's when the ballast things malfunctioned. Investigators were able to rule that theory out almost immediately. The area was blanketed with like CCTV, and when they pulled all of the footage that showed exactly what they needed to know, that no one had ever been dropped off that night, least of all Kim. There was no sign of her anywhere, and the holes in Peter's story were beginning to show. On August 12th, so the day that he reappeared was August 11th.
Yep.
Then the next day, Peter appeared before a judge in a private hearing, and there his story changed again. He now admitted that Kim had not been dropped off and said that she died in an accident.
Died in an accident?
Yeah, and waited before he was like in front of the judge who was kind of charging him with.
Wow.
Say, okay, I admit she died, but it was an accident. According to this new version of events, Peter, he claimed that the 150-pound hatch of like that you pop up on the top of the submarine had come loose and had struck Kim on the head while she was trying to go up through it.
Right.
He said he found her in a pool of her own blood and he panicked, falling into a depressive state so severe he had to lay down for a few hours to sleep it off.
A few hours to sleep it off.
Okay, go.
Adrenaline would hit and you wouldn't be able to.
Oh my God, I'm so upset to find this woman dead. I'd better sleep for a few hours.
Oh my God, what a liar.
This fucking guy. On waking from his slumber, Peter says he made the decision to bury Kim out at sea. So he's left her dead in a pool of her blood and slept for a few hours.
He's going to have to take her back up to get her out.
Investigators immediately questioned this logic.
Yes.
The Nautilus wasn't in the middle of the ocean. It was in cell phone range of Copenhagen in a really busy shipping channel.
Yeah.
Why hadn't he surfaced immediately and called for help?
Yeah, it was an accident.
His story just simply didn't add up. So the police charged him then and there with involuntary manslaughter, which is interesting to me. Why involuntary?
Yeah.
I guess they were believing maybe that he'd... Well, they weren't because they were like...
But I guess if they're saying that...
And maybe they believed that the thing hit her on the head.
Yeah.
But the fact that he didn't then immediately call authorities is what made it like more...
That's really strange. Yeah.
But that was the initial charge. They gave him while they continued to gather evidence and try to work out what had actually happened.
Yeah, okay.
They knew he wasn't telling the full truth. They just needed time to prove it and work out what the truth actually was.
Wow.
On August 13, so the following day again, divers recovered the sunken Nautilus and towed it ashore. Much of the physical evidence had been washed away by the seawater.
Oh, wow.
I don't know why they waited that long to... Anyway.
Yeah.
But the mechanics of the submarine were able to tell a clear story. There was nothing wrong with the Nautilus at all.
Oh, my God.
There had been no malfunction, and the sinking was very intentional.
Okay.
And investigators now knew whatever had happened to Kim Wall, Peter was hiding it. Dun, dun, dun!
Dun, dun, dun!
In the days after the Nautilus sank, investigators worked around the clock searching for any sign of Kim Wall.
Of course.
So, I mean, it goes without saying. I haven't said it. Kim Wall wasn't on board.
No, okay, I was just going to say, yeah.
Peter remained in custody while police, divers, helicopters and specialised search teams swept Copenhagen harbour.
Harder than ever.
Just trying to get really into the hoodly-doodly.
Yeah. That story's still coming up, by the way.
Copenhagen Harbour and Kurga Bay. Even cadaver search dogs were brought in, which I've never, how would they, in the water?
No, they're taking them, they brought the submarine back.
Yes, but it had been in the water for days. I think it's interesting, like bringing cadaver dogs. I would think that the salt water and everything would
wash
make
everything
it
away.
hard.
Yeah. I thought you thought that they were making them swim out.
Swim, yes.
Get out.
Go down with the fish. The fish have invited them down for an extended period of time. Where am I? Sorry. but there was still no sign of Kim. Then on August 21,
Oh, my God.
11 days later after she disappeared.
9 days before your birthday.
Yes, good math.
Yes.
A cyclist riding along the beach several miles from where the Nautilus had launched noticed something pale near the shoreline.
Oh, God.
On closer inspection, he realised it was do you want to guess what it was?
It's Kim.
It was part of Kim.
My God.
It was a woman's torso,
Oh.
weighted down with pieces of metal, presumably to try to keep it submerged in the
Yes.
water.
Try and think. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So I've heard a little bit about this story. I didn't know that she was found. Yeah. Wow.
This is really yucky. I'm
Yep.
sorry, but there were no limbs nor head.
Oh, God.
It was just a torso, and the condition of the remains made it immediately clear that some serious violence had occurred. There were 15 stab wounds present, mainly in the groin area.
Oh, my God.
The location was just south of Copenhagen, in the same bay where Peter had been rescued.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's obviously dumped her in. Oh, my God. But also, like, just dissecting her is just.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. 2 days later, forensic testing confirmed that the remains did belong to Kim Wall. The torso painted a picture far beyond anything Peter had claimed.
Absolutely.
His claim of an accidental death by the
Yep.
thing hitting her on the head
Yeah.
and a panicked burial at sea no longer aligned at all with the gruesome evidence at hand. Detectives pressed him over and over for hours and hours and days.
With the new evidence?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he wasn't able to offer up anything that made any sense. On September 5th, Madsen appeared in court again, with police now requesting that he remain in custody while the investigation continued.
Wow.
So involuntary manslaughter probably wouldn't usually justify like a
Keeping someone
custodial,
for that.
like a remand.
Right.
Yes. But because it was like, we've only charged him with this while we work out what actually happened,
Yes.
keep him behind bars.
Wow.
But Peter was sticking to the original explanation that there had been an accident involving the hatch door. Then on October 6th, so it was
So much time
August
has
10
passed.
that she went out with him on the submarine.
Yep.
On October 6th, divers searching the seabed made a breakthrough.
Wow.
They found a garbage bag containing a knife and Kim's clothes.
Wow.
They then found another garbage
You would never
bag,
imagine to find that ever.
especially like 2 months
Yeah,
later when they've been
yeah.
searching everything.
Wow.
Clearly, Peter wasn't expecting them
Yeah.
to find it either. Then they found another garbage bag with a leg, then another bag with the other leg, and then
Disgusting.
you can imagine
Yeah.
other bags with the rest of Kim was
Oh, my
found.
God.
And they had all been carefully contained and weighted down. Forensic experts examined the skull and ruled that there were no signs of head injury. And so first of all, they were like, the cause of death wasn't a head injury,
Yep.
but also Peter had said she was hit on the head by the hatch.
Yes, of course.
So no
Yeah.
matter how she's died, it wasn't
by that. No.
There was no evidence of any trauma to the head at all, let alone something that would have been fatal, like Peter
Yeah.
had said. So immediately his explanation completely collapsed.
Wow.
Right. This is my favourite part of this story. Favourite is the wrong word because
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
yeah,
horrible
but-
story, but I feel like this is the part that you'll remember. Because this part of this story makes the whole thing sound like it's made up for a television movie.
Yes.
Because all the while Peter was building his rockets and his submarines and all of this was going on in real time, the guy who liked attention was being filmed. At the time of Kim's disappearance, an Australian filmmaker named Emma Sullivan had been documenting Peter and his team at RML Space Lab for a documentary.
Yes, I do remember this. Yep.
17 months earlier.
He's like a Bond villain, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And loves the attention, yeah.
He was having a documentary made about him.
Probably commissioned by him as well.
Crowdsourced.
Crowdsourced.
Crowdfunded. Where he has taken a reporter onto his submarine, and so far in the story, we don't know what's happened, but she's been killed. He's lied about it. That we know for sure.
Yep.
He's being... Anyway. 17 months earlier, this filmmaker, Emma... Do you know Emma Sullivan?
No.
As being someone in
I haven't
filmmaking?
heard of her, no.
I worked with a journalist called Emma O'Sullivan.
That might be her.
It's not her. Imagine if it was. I was like friends with her at work and she never told me that she was part of this.
I'm going to look her up after this, and I'd love to
massive-
see if she's made any comment about all of this as well.
Yeah. She has. She had watched a TED talk that Peter Madsen had delivered. Of course he had. He's just so Elon Musk. And she was fascinated by his dream of launching himself into space in a homemade rocket. Of course. So Emma Sullivan reached out to him via email in hopes of capturing the journey and making a documentary.
Yeah.
He, of course, agreed.
Yep.
And warned in an email reply, Emma, you are about to submerge into quite a snake pit.
Okay.
And how, yuck is that now knowing?
Yeah.
When Kim boarded the Nautilus on August 10, Emma and her crew were already deep into filming and making this documentary.
Wow.
The cameras had been rolling for months, capturing Peter's quirks, his temper, his temper, his unpredictable mood swings, and the unwavering admiration of the volunteers who all worked under him.
So they just loved him so much.
Yes.
They couldn't believe it. Getting to work with this
God.
guy,
We
this
get to
revolutionary.
volunteer for him. We get to work for him for no money, so he can make this narcissistic little man ego rocket ship to launch himself off into space just so people will know his name and he can feel like he has a bigger dick.
Wow.
On camera, his staff spoke about him like he was a true genius. Some had joined the lab purely for the chance to work with him. And Peter thrived on the attention and the idea of being the centre of a grand narrative.
Of course.
But the documentary also captured something else. In the weeks leading up to Kim Wall's disappearance, Peter's behaviour on camera had grown stranger and more erratic. On August 11, the day after Kim vanished, Emma's cameras were rolling as the team gathered around a screen and watched the news break. Peter Madsen, after coming back onto shore, was charged in connection with Tim Wall's disappearance.
Kim.
Did I say Tim?
Kim.
Oh, sorry.
No, Kim Wall. Yeah.
Kim. I'm sorry. That was awful. So Emma and her camera crew were devastated and in disbelief. They've been working closely with this man for months and all of a sudden he's been charged in relation to someone's disappearance.
Of course. And then as someone who's making this, you'd start to go, did I see any signs? Was there
Yes.
footage I could bring up to actually go, well, I saw him snap there or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
They had really admired him. They kind of knew they didn't like his temper and his mood swings stuff.
I thought
but
he
they
was
admired
strange,
him.
eccentric, but not anything else.
So I think that word eccentric is never a compliment.
It never is, and it means a lot of different things
It means this guy's a bit of a dick.
Live wire, yeah.
They were now being confronted with the possibility that the man they had idolised and choosing to put on the screen, and they're looking at all the staff of these people that really idolised him, could be capable of hiding someone's death.
Yes.
As the investigation progressed and new evidence emerged, the documentary captured the staff's slow reckoning as they began to reflect on their own relationships with Peter.
Wow.
So the film crew actually
Have you seen
captured,
it?
Yes.
It's been released. Oh, right. Okay. Yep.
Captured the reactions of Peter's staff and his underlings. The cameras caught their reactions to them watching the news, watching the breaking news that he'd been charged, and then kind of kept filming over the coming days and weeks, and them kind of coming to terms with maybe switching out of their whatever their minds had thought before and kind of going, hang on, everything becoming a bit clearer.
Wow.
At what would inevitably end up being the trial, footage from Emma's film would be referred to as instrumental in, spoiler alert, convicting Peter.
Wow. Is this available? Is it somewhere like that?
Yeah, it was. I watched it on YouTube.
Okay. Right. I need to watch it.
It was all there, recorded before anyone realised they were documenting the prelude to a crime. So let's talk more about who Peter was. Among his loyal circle of volunteers, there was one woman, an intern whose identity has remained protected. We'll call her Kate. Throughout the documentary, Kate appears as one of his most devoted admirers. But as the evidence against him begins to pile up, Kate finds herself scrolling back through old text messages with Peter. Exchanges she had once brushed off as his dark humour, suddenly in this new light, felt a bit more sinister. On the very day that Kim boarded the Nautilus, Peter had texted Kate, "Nautilus is sailing so good, let's go on a trip tomorrow."
Wow. So this is the day that Kim was boarding, so that the day after he was like, let's go on a trip soon.
The day she was boarding,
Yep.
he sent a message to Kate
Yep.
saying, "Let's go out tomorrow." In another interview, Kate revealed a series of earlier messages she had received from Peter. At the time, she had joked that she should send her what she called, quote, threatening texts to motivate her. Sorry. She had joked that Peter should send her threatening texts to motivate her to work. This is how Peter replied. "You must be bound in Nautilus. I bind you to pierce you with a skewer. Then the pocket knife comes forward. I'm looking at your throat, ... Where is the pulse? I have a murder plan ready, which is a great pleasure. We're going to make a movie with you and you have no choice. Now we're going to cut you into little pieces."
He's sending this to his intern.
Yes.
And then saying, before he's saying we should go out together, and he's saying he's got a murder plan.
Yes. She has said...
Which is a sexual kink that she was thinking at the time. It was his maybe a bit of bondage or...
Yeah, because he starts with saying like you must be bound.
Yes.
She had said to him like, "Oh, I need to be motivated to work. You should threaten me so I'll have to work. Ha ha ha." Like it's her way of joking.
Sure.
"You'll need to threaten me so I have to work." And he goes, "Okay, I'll bind you in the Nautilus. I'll kill you. I've got a murder plan. I'm going to slit your throat."
Oh my God.
So on reflection, when Kate looked back at these messages, she would later on go to say, "It became more and more obvious that I think it was meant to be me on that sub. I was supposed to ride with him the very next day."
Wow.
But remember, so he'd said, "Hey, August 11, let's go out on the Submarine." But Kim Wall on August 10 had sent him another Hail Mary email. "Hey, Megan, don't know if you've been getting my other emails." And he's gone, "Yeah, okay, come on board tonight."
Oh, I forgot it was that quick in the turnaround.
Yeah,
because
it was
she'd
the
have been
same day. She had been emailing him for
okay.
months, and she had sent an email on the 10th, and he had written back and said, "Yeah, okay, come on board tonight."
Oh my God, that's so damning. I mean, that message in itself is so awful that you can't take that in any other way. Like that's not a...
Well, and this
don't know.
Kate says that she didn't take it as she was, because she was saying as a joke.
It's a threat to me.
And look, I don't know why her identity is protected. I think it means either she was underage or there was some kind of sexual charges laid about that.
Okay,
so her
sure.
identity is protected for that.
Yep.
So either or both of those things could show why, the kind of relationship they might have had over messages.
Wow.
And like you said, it could have been a kink kind of thing.
Sure.
She had said, you need to send me threats so I'll make sure I get to work.
Yeah,
And so
okay.
this is his funny joke made up threat that he sent back. Wow. And it wasn't until he'd been on a submarine with someone who went missing and then appeared chopped up that she's gone, "Oh, wait, fuck."
Yeah, this is a lot more serious than I was thinking.
Yeah. Then investigators uncovered something else that changed the trajectory of the case entirely.
Wow.
When police seized Peter's computer from his workshop, they found, this is really awful, big trigger warning here. They found a hard drive containing more than 100 videos depicting extreme violence against women.
Oh my God.
They weren't fictional fantasy films. They were real home videos.
Disgusting.
Former colleagues recalled Peter asking whether they had ever watched something called a snuff film.
Oh, wow.
Conversations that they had brushed off as like, "Oh, he's a fucking eccentric weirdo," and he's just gone, "Hey, have you guys ever watched this?" And they're like, "Oh my God, shut up."
That word eccentric again.
Yep.
Yeah.
But the most chilling detail came from Peter's own digital footprint. On the morning of August 10, at 8:32 a.m., investigators discovered that Peter Madsen had searched the terms girl, agony, and beheading.
Oh, my God.
And those three words together had led to a video which he had clicked on and watched of an unidentified young woman who was having her throat cut.
Oh, my God.
Piece by piece, a digital history that contradicted every explanation Peter had offered came to light. Kim Wall may not have been the first woman he had imagined harming. She was just, unfortunately, the first who crossed his path at the wrong moment. Peter was charged with murder. By the time he went to trial, he was also charged with aggravated assault and the desecration of a corpse.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
I'm really glad there is
A charge like
charge
that. Yes.
for that. Yeah, because it's like, yes, murder is a charge in itself, but then to
Yes, to the next
chop up
stages of
someone's
that.
body
Yep.
is that's a crime in itself
Yes,
as well.
absolutely.
Ow.
What do you do there?
I just put my elbow down really hard against the chair.
Sorry, J-Love.
Thank you for apologising from the other
Sorry
side
for my
of the room.
furniture.
His trial began on March 8, 2018. So
Wow,
really
okay.
soon after.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
soon. And because the case had become, unsurprisingly, one of the most publicised
Yeah.
in Danish history, but like across the world,
Yeah.
Peter requested a smaller panel.
Right.
Not a jury trial, like not a full jury trial. His lawyers applied for just 2 jurors and 1 judge, which is a measure that is allowed in Denmark to help ensure juror impartiality.
Oh, right. Okay. Because also it's such a big trial at the time.
Yeah, but I feel like there's a reason 12 is the normal
Exactly,
number of jurors.
yeah.
Because there's like a bigger cross-section of society. 2
2
feels,
is a bit insane. Yeah.
I don't know, might look
This is
into that and talk
50-50.
about that
That's
later.
weird. Yeah.
And the judge, though. So
Yes,
the judge,
okay.
So in a normal jury
the judge could
trial,
overrule.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a normal jury trial, it's only the 12 jurors who get to decide a verdict. In this kind of trial that they were asking for, it would be the judge and 2 jurors who would decide together.
Yeah, sure.
The defence's goal was simple: convince the court that Kim Wall's death was not premeditated.
Right.
So they kind of had to come around and go,
Yes, he did it,
You
but-
found a body chopped up. Oops,
Yep.
we lied in the first place. But this was not planned.
Yes, it was a
Something happened.
terrible accident. And it's also insane because their terrible accident was like, well, there was no trauma to the head. So how are you
What
going
was
to
the
explain this
accident?
was an accident?
And why did you chop her up
Yeah.
afterwards?
And why were there
not
like
tell
trauma
anyone
to the
she was
groin as
there?
well? Like it's like, yeah.
15 stab wounds, remember?
Yeah.
Peter took to the stand in his own defence, which now, I don't know if there would be stats
I think he
to
thinks
this.
he's charming and everything,
Yes.
isn't it? Yeah, yeah.
I don't know the stats about this, but in all of the stories you and I have covered to date, the only people that have taken the stand in their own defence, from my memory, have been the ones who have been
Believed
guilty
that. Yes, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
and egotistical and narcissistic
Yes,
and thought
yeah.
that they're smarter and they can
They
convince
could easily
everyone.
get away with it, yeah.
From the moment he began speaking on the stand, it was clear that he loved the spectacle that this was, and he loved that the hundreds of reporters filling the gallery every day were there to see and hear him.
So reporters still allowed in, even though it was a smaller thing. It was like the reporters were still
So
allowed there.
it's still open court. There's always reporters allowed in. Yeah. Up until then, Peter had claimed that Kim died when the hatch fell on her head. But now, standing before the court, for the very first time, he revealed a third version of events.
No.
He explained that while the submarine was still on the surface, he stepped out on the deck to check something. Then, when he closed the hatch behind him, but he was still outside of the submarine, a malfunction inside the sub released toxic fumes, causing Kim to die from carbon monoxide poisoning.
Why did he
Which
chop her up?
is like, what a comedy of errors.
Yeah,
I happened
exactly.
to be outside.
Yes.
And there were toxic fumes that just let themselves out while she was in there by herself.
Yeah.
When he re-entered the submarine, he says he found her lifeless on the floor. If that was what happened, why wouldn't you say that in the first place?
Yes.
Why would
and
you
also
say the
there
thing
was
about
an
the hatch?
accident rather than
Why wouldn't you say?
still
Why
call
would you make
people.
up the thing about the hatch if that's what actually
if that's
happened?
what actually happened. Yeah.
He launched into technical explanations about submarine mechanics, clearly trying to make himself sound smarter and throw off the judge so much that that the judge actually ended cutting him off, telling him to get to the point.
Great. I love that.
So he's trying to make himself sound
technical
like,
and so
this
smart.
is so technical, I'll confuse them. They'll be like, oh, I don't really understand it. We'll have to believe him. And the
Guess you're
judge
not
has gone,
guilty.
fucking shut up, mate.
Yep.
Get to the point. I
Yeah.
don't care about your argy-bargy, whatever you say.
Yep.
Get to the fucking point.
Yeah. I'm sure he used the term
Get to
argy-bargy.
argy-bargy, get to the fucking point.
Yeah. Argy-bargy.
When asked about the violent condition of Kim's remains, he had no explanation.
Oh, my God.
Eventually, on cross-examination, he did admit to dismembering her body, offering a chillingly clinical reason for why. He said, verbatim, this is so awful. When you have a big problem, you have to divide it into something smaller.
How awful.
Isn't that sick?
Yeah, psychotic.
But, and please pardon the accidental pun here, piece by piece the prosecution dismantled his story.
Yeah, sure.
A submarine expert from the Danish Navy testified that tests on the Nautilus showed no trace of carbon monoxide.
No.
He just thinks he's so much smarter than everyone. He can say, well, it's my
That's what
submarine.
happened.
I know how you don't know how submarines work.
Yeah.
I do. I'm telling you, this happened.
We've also shown...
They're obviously going to bring in an expert, you fucking
Exactly.
idiot.
But they've also shown that there was no malfunction at all. So it's like,
Which
what are
is
you talking
obviously
about?
why he came up with the carbon monoxide thing, because it's a gas. So there's no way you could have
You could
seen
trace
that.
it.
Like,
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
happened, there was gas all in the chamber somehow. In his psychiatric assessment, the psychologist ruled that Peter showed no remorse for the murder, no empathy, and no concern at any point for Kim's family.
Oh, he's a psychopath.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Disgusting.
Proper.
Yeah.
Proper psychopath behaviour. Experts described him as a pathological liar with narcissistic and
Sociopathic.
psychopathic
traits.
More than 10 interns and volunteers from RML Space Lab witnesses testified against Peter.
Wow.
So it's like their leader had kind of fallen and their eyes opened to everything. They were able to step outside and see, and they realised everything.
Wow.
When it came to his hard drive and the snuff films, Peter insisted the violent videos were no more incriminating than watching a Hollywood film such as, quote, Kill Bill.
What?
There's no different.
There's no more violent
There's
than
no
that.
different. You watch Kill Bill. You've seen people being killed on camera before.
Wow.
No,
and he's actually actively searching this and he's saying this.
Actively searching it, and they're not Hollywood movies.
No.
They're not fiction films. These are
They're snuff
actual
films.
films of someone actually being killed.
Yeah.
The court disagreed. The jury was required to review some of the material, like that. Some of
They
the
should never
videos.
have to do
Isn't
that.
fucking
Yeah.
awful? One video was so disturbing that they only played the audio to the jury, so they didn't even make the jury watch it. They just said you can just hear.
It's horrible.
Even Peter's wife, who stood by him initially, was excused from testifying due to emotional distress.
Yeah.
In his closing statement, Peter said only these words: "I'm very, very sorry for what has happened."
What a pig.
You like the wording of that?
Yeah.
For
what has happened. Yeah. Taking no ownership over anything.
On April 25th, 2018, the verdict was delivered. The court found Peter Madsen had failed to provide any credible explanation for Kim Wall's death.
Yeah.
He was found guilty on all charges and sentenced to life imprisonment, the harshest penalty in Denmark. When the sentence was read out, a once cocky, believed to be untouchable Peter Madsen slumped over the defence table, eyes closed and head bowed. Outside the courthouse, hundreds of people had gathered, all waiting for the final ruling in one of the most shocking cases Denmark had ever seen. You know how there is every so often, there's a case big enough that huge big groups of random members of the public will gather outside the court and be listening on a transistor radio for the announcement.
Yes,
This was one of those.
You see that with, the O.J. Simpson trial
that
and
was
things like that. Yeah.
After the verdict was delivered, a court representative stepped forward to address the crowd. which, I mean, that doesn't happen in Australia. I don't know if that's normal for Denmark, but someone who worked for the court came out to like give a statement.
Wow.
They said Kim Wall was an innocent victim. This wasn't the premeditated killing of Kim Wall. This was the premeditated killing of the next woman who would accompany him alone to sail his submarine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Isn't that fucking awful?
Yeah.
You cannot imagine what the intern Kate, what she must live with. Hearing even like it's,
you can tell that's why her name's been suppressed. Like, you know,
yes,
like
yeah, you're right. It's one thing to kind of go, you know, she believes that about herself, but other people will go, no, it's not. You know, it's survivor's guilt. It's not. It wasn't about you. No, this is the courts were saying, yes, whoever was on that submarine net.
Yep.
The UC3 Nautilus was destroyed, and Peter Madsen remains in prison serving. He's not surfing. I don't think he gets to surf. Serving a life sentence for the murder of Kim Wall. But it doesn't finish there.
Wow.
For all the disturbing digital evidence, the search history, the messages, the videos, the real smoking gun came from somewhere no one expected. Can you guess?
The documentary filmmaker?
Emma Sullivan's documentary
Wow.
footage. On August 10th, 2017, Emma's cameras captured staff discussing the tools hanging in Peter Madsen's workshop.
Oh.
In the background, clearly visible, was a wooden saw with a bright orange handle. The next day, as the search for the Nautilus began, the saw was gone.
Of course. That is awful.
But also fucking awesome in terms
They actually had that on footage.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were making a documentary about him. They're filming him and his staff and his workshop every day. That very day, they had filmed the workshop and they had been discussing the tools hanging up on the wall.
Yeah.
And then this fucking idiot murderer has gone and taken a saw off the wall, taken it out, and the very next day they're looking for a body.
Wow.
That turns up, cut up.
Dismembered. Yeah, wow.
Witnesses later recalled seeing Peter carrying a large saw with an orange handle in the lab. One staff member even remembered it sticking out of his backpack.
Oh, wow.
On that very day of August 10. And this was part of the testimony they gave at trial.
Yeah.
Then divers searching Copenhagen harbour found an orange-handled saw on the ocean floor, lying among Kim Wall's belongings and those garbage bags of her remains they recovered from the bay. Like he hasn't even dumped
in separate parts.
There was no reason that saw would ever have needed to be on that submarine.
No.
In its final ruling, the court explicitly stated that the documentary footage captioned by Aussie filmmaker Emma Sullivan, who thought she was documenting a man's rocket dream, was in fact instrumental in proving Peter's premeditation of murder.
Wow.
He carried that saw onto the submarine knowing what he was going to do.
That is so shocking. Wow.
And just when you thought the story of Peter Madsen couldn't take any more turns, do you remember one of the things I said in the intro that hasn't come up yet?
Oh, no. We had a break for lunch.
On October 20th, 2020, Peter Madsen escaped from prison.
What? Oh, of course. My God.
With access to the prison wood shop, Peter carved a fake gun out of wood, held a prison psychiatrist hostage.
With a fake wooden gun?
And walked out of the main gate.
He is a Bond villain.
Yes, isn't he?
Wow, yeah.
But he didn't make it far, Sammy.
Good.
Less than a mile from prison, police found him hiding in a van.
Hiding in a van? Okay.
And just like a mile from, less than a mile from prison. When officers approached, Peter lifted his shirt to reveal what looked like an explosive device strapped around his stomach. Officers backed off, surrounding him at a distance as he sat in the grass. A bomb disposal robot was deployed. You know, have you seen footage of them? Like that, like little robots test. Going, to not disengage. What's the word for
Oh, sometimes, I think they actually test to see first if it's like an actual bomb.
Yeah,
and then
What's the word I'm thinking of?
Yeah, I don't know, but yeah, I know what you mean. It's
What's going to annoy me? The word for like making a bomb like not happen. Stop it.
I can't remember what it is either. Yeah.
Anyway, an hour after this bomb disposal robot had been working on it, they discovered that it was all a ruse. The bomb was fake and had also been crafted in the wood shop.
Oh my God.
Which, I mean, it's easy
Detonate.
to say. Detonate. No, but not detonate. The other way. The other thing. Detonate is when it goes off.
Yes, detonate was. Oh my God.
Anyway, concentrate. Stop thinking
Yeah,
the
sorry
word.
about that. That's
it's
crazy
easy
that
to
he
say.
left with the gun and
Yes,
the
this
wood
fake
gun and the fake gun.
Explosive device.
Yeah.
I think it could be easy to say like, oh my God, how embarrassing. How can you not tell that that was a wooden bomb?
Yeah.
But you're going to take every precaution if someone's wearing what looks like it could be a bomb.
Yeah, of course.
It's better to take an hour looking at it and then go, oh, whoops, it's a bit embarrassing. It was wood.
Yes, yeah.
Peter Madsen was taken back into custody and 21 months were added to his life sentence. So it must be a life sentence with a minimum non-parole. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but
right,
he's had more added to that top. I mean, and when he's tried to escape, I can only assume he's never going to be let out.
Yeah.
All right, so today I will finish with just a few more sentences about Kim Wall. I want to shift the focus back to the person who is really at the heart of this story, not the man who took her life, but the woman whose life meant so much more. Remembering Kim Wall. Kim's parents had always been clear. She should not be remembered as a victim, but as the extraordinary journalist and person she was.
Yeah.
Kim was fearless and had a remarkable career ahead of her, one that was already taking shape. In the wake of her tragic death, her parents created the Kim Wall Memorial Fund, a foundation that awards grants to female reporters covering stories of cultural significance, the very work Kim believed in and loved.
Wow.
Her parents also published a book about her life called A Silenced Voice, which was a tribute to their daughter and her work. This is a quote from her mum, Ingrid. Through her fund, Kim will do what children are supposed to do, outlive their parents.
Oh my God. Oh, that's so heartbreaking.
If you would like to explore Kim's reporting, her family maintains a digital archive at rememberingkimwall.com. And that is the tragic, fucking wild story of Kim Wall, the submarine murder story.
Oh, it's so sad. We both started crying at the end again.
Yeah,
it's so sad. It's so sad. Like such a young person that sadly got on the submarine.
I actually think her age doesn't matter. If that was a 95-year-old, that was an innocent person who got on a submarine to tell somebody's story and was brutally murdered for no reason.
Yeah. It's so heartbreaking. And this monster that was out there just waiting for the person that got on. Like, that is just awful. And he must have had intent, obviously had intent, but for him to go through with that, I do wonder what happened in that submarine. Like, it's so awful to imagine what actually happened in that submarine for her.
And that's the thing. And because with the films that he'd been watching, it's, they often involve, torture and, it's a kink, be that sexual or otherwise. It's a kink to take someone's life or watch someone's life being taken.
And
he's just decided on that day or whenever the next opportunity was. Like, he'd messaged the intern saying, want to come out on the submarine with me tomorrow? And she'd said yes. But then opportunity came knocking the night before.
And he thought he was so untouchable. That's the other thing as well. Like, thought he was so untouchable he could get away with this because he was so smart.
Yeah.
And so charming.
I'm so much smarter than everyone else. I can do this. Why do I need to think about it? Why would I need to dump the saw in a different place to her body parts?
Not awful.
Why would I
person.
Why would I need to say when I'm recovered, when I'm pulled ashore by a fisherman and the media's waiting for me? Why would I need to say, oh, yeah, also the woman that was on board with me, something happened to her? Why would I need to bring her up? No one cares about her. She's a fucking reporter. No one cares about her.
Insane. Like,
isn't it?
Yeah. And also like the filmmaker, Emma Sullivan. Yeah. Incredible.
I'm going to look her up now.
That the footage, and also look up the word for the opposite of detonating a bomb.
Yeah.
But like for her as well to actually be part of the conviction.
Yes,
like that is
exactly.
amazing that she went out. And obviously like when they were thinking he was this, what he wanted to be, kind of this godlike figure that was just this incredible, eccentric person.
Yeah.
Then for her to actually be the person that was following him and have all of this footage, that's bizarre. Emma Sullivan. I need to see this on youtube.com.
This is, it's actually, it says here it's on Netflix now.
Oh, okay, great. I need to watch it. I'm going to watch it
called,
tonight.
the documentary is called Into the Deep.
Into the Deep.
Yes,
Okay. I'll
Into
definitely
the
watch
Deep.
that. Yep. Emma Sullivan.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Oh, great.
No,
Okay.
it's a Netflix documentary.
Oh.
So maybe I didn't watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, you made the whole thing up. You didn't
I
watch it on
made this
YouTube.
whole thing up. None of it
Oh.
happened. Principal partner for... No, I'm looking at a different thing. I was like, oh, I think she's Victorian, but I don't know if that's actually real.
Oh, Emma Sullivan.
I mean, searching her name and documentary, it's only Into the Deep that comes up.
okay.
So I don't know if she's done any other documentaries.
Let's find her. I want to
please,
interview Emma.
yeah, please.
If you know
tell
Emma,
us if
come
you
on.
know
If you know Emma.
if you know Emma, or if you know anything about.
We love Emma's on this podcast.
Maybe
Famously.
she's one of the Emmas that always writes in.
We love Emma's, especially Emma Memma. Emma Memma, actually, if you're listening as well, please do.
Emma Memma, if you're listening.
Emma Memma, if you're listening.
Yeah, I'm not finding. Oh, I've just gone. You know when you go to like the second page of the Google search and things start going rogue.
Yeah.
As I was about to say, I'm not finding anything else on her, so I think that's the only one she's done. There is a Facebook, it's an article, but on Facebook that says 19-year-old Emma Sullivan stepped on a rusty nail and died on June 10, 1909. So I think that might be a different Emma Sullivan.
Maybe, but maybe we should investigate that one as well.
Stepped on a rusty nail on her wedding
That's
day and
awful.
died.
Oh, my God. Stop talking about this, please. I'm going to look into Emma Sullivan.
Which one? The
documentary.
tetanus one or the documentary
I'm looking at the documentarian.
I'll look into the tetanus one.
Okay. That's a fascinating case because I'd heard bits and pieces of it. I haven't seen a documentary.
I'm
but
surprised you haven't seen that one. Yeah.
That's fascinating because he just seems like an evil madman.
Yes.
And just, a psychopath. But,
Yes.
that's so fascinating that
The
happened not that
cockiness,
long ago.
The absolute, audacity
Yep.
and cockiness
Yeah.
of someone there's a fucking documentary being
Yes.
made about him. There are people filming everything you do.
Yes.
And you decide that's a good time to go and murder someone.
Yeah.
I'm not condoning murder outside of a documentary being made about yourself either. My advice, wholeheartedly, and you can quote me on that, is you shouldn't murder anyone, ever.
Ever.
No one.
Ever.
Not just you, Sammy.
Oh,
No one.
Okay. Ever.
Yes, correct.
Ever.
If you are going to, which you shouldn't. If you'd like to get away with it, which you shouldn't.
Which you shouldn't.
You shouldn't be doing it when a documentary
first
crew
place.
is filming.
Yeah, and I've learned so much about this. I mean, I've learned that,
You
that
shouldn't
submarines
murder.
can be minimum 5 meters long.
Yes.
I've learned that rockets are big.
Yes. No,
And they can be crowdfunded, and people will actually send someone into
space.
into space
Yes.
of
Katy
a crowdfunded
Perry.
homemade
Yes.
rocket. That is insane to me.
Yes.
It is. It's,
If you have enough money to be, or you know what, even if you don't have that much money, but you think, I'm going to donate to this crowdfunding page for this man to make a rocket to make him feel like he's got a bigger dick by launching into space and having articles written about him. If you think about donating money to that,
Tell us what the
please
rocket's for.
instead donate money to us. You can send a direct bank transfer.
yes.
You can email Sammy at justanothercompany.com.au and he
Send
will
me
give
money
you our bank account details.
Absolutely, I will. But also, tell us why you're sending people into space. I want to know that. What's that for?
No, he just wanted to be able to go, I made a rocket and I've gone into space.
Yeah.
Same as the fucking Katy Perry and Gail
I know.
thing.
Gail Weathers.
No,
Made that name up. Not
you
sure.
just made that up.
Yeah.
Why'd you say Weathers?
What's Oprah's long-term
Yeah,
partner's
that
name?
one. Gail
Is it?
King, isn't it? Gail King?
I don't know.
Isn't it King?
Whatever. It doesn't matter.
She was the one that went up into space
You didn't
with
look
Katy
up
Perry.
what the rocket. You didn't look up what the goddamn.
No, well, what am I meant to Google?
You meant to go.
What is the word?
when a
The word for
it's
a
disarmed?
bomb.
Disarmed?
Oh, yeah, disarm.
Is it?
Disable, disarm, I guess.
I don't know. Look, we are going to go to the mailbag section,
yes.
G-Love, of the podcast, because it's our favourite section when we hear from you. If you want to write in, you can write in, sammy@justanothercompany.com.au. You can also leave us a voicemail. Diffuse. There you go. The link is below if you want to send us a speak pipe as well.
And you can follow us on Instagram at Not Another Crime Podcast. You can follow us on TikTok at Not Another Crime Podcast. We are working on becoming TikTok Book Talk stars.
Correct.
And by we're working on, I mean we've not done anything.
We haven't done anything about it just
talking
yet.
about books sometimes on this podcast.
Yes.
And saying that we'd like to be TikTok Book Talk stars.
Especially TikTok stars, to get this podcast out there to as many people as possible. G-Love, are you ready for this? We've got some lovely. Would you let him in? Would you let him in, pretty please? Diggs, because his birthday is now 7 years old. He has become real chatty since he's become 7 years old. And I love it. Diggs. I think there's something really beautiful about it, especially a rescue dog that suddenly, is a little bit cheeky. I know, it's so cute.
Found his voice like Ariel.
All right, so you're ready for this, G-Love? Mm-hmm. This one comes from Nicole.
Scherzinger.
Hi, Sammy and Georgia. Just cracked up laughing at a booking.com ad. I don't pay for YouTube, don't be ridiculous. While I was watching Sammy's special as a way to wind down after going down an Epstein file rabbit hole.
Oh, God.
Anyway, the Muppets are on the beach. Animal flicks a bunch of sand on Miss Piggy and she books herself into a 5-star hotel.
Oh, my God.
I don't know if you get to choose your ads, but that was excellent after the anecdote from the other day about the Ibiza trip.
And me booking myself into a
you're Miss Pig.
I knew it.
Keep up the great podcast. It's one of the joys of my week.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yes.
No, but that's so funny because even if we weren't picking the ads, she said that was an ad during your comedy special, not during our episode where I had mentioned that. That's great. Did I tell you I watched your...
No.
Oh, yeah, I did. I posted on Instagram.
I saw you post it.
Yeah, but I watched your special the other night at home with a glass of wine and with Pords.
Oh, how nice.
We loved it. We loved
Was Pords laughing?
Yes, Pords was laughing.
Relatable to Pords,
if you guys don't know what we're talking about, or even if you do, I'm still going to remind you, this is Sammy's 1 hour stand-up comedy special that is available on YouTube called Why the Long Face. It's brilliant. Please watch it.
Oh, my God. Thank you so much. And I will say as well, so we got a real funny call in one of the podcasts from Meg Yeager the other week, and it was...
talking about the Epstein files?
Yeah, talking about the Epstein files. And a lady messaged on Instagram, I'll just say this real quickly, a lady messaged on Instagram and said, you do not joke about this, blah, blah, blah. And I wanted to write back, but I didn't. I saved myself from writing back. But I was like, the joke wasn't about the Epstein files in particular.
Not at all.
It was a funny joke. And you have to have context, and you also have to know that when someone is joking about something like that, they're not talking about the victims. They're not talking about the Epstein files in particular.
No. The joke was... that she had called in the middle of the podcast and you said, do you need to talk to me now? Is it like urgent or can I call you back later? And she joked that your name had been mentioned in the Epstein files.
Yes, it's not to do with the victims or anything.
Of course not.
And I didn't write back to it. I was just like, whatever, but I'll talk about it now.
Yeah, save it on the
This comes on Instagram. Hey guys, love listening to you and enjoyed the pod, but I think it stopped short of engaging with the most serious critiques of the case. This is about Lucy Letby.
You know what? Before you said that, I was going to say, is this about the Lucy Letby one? Yes.
Much of the prosecution's case rests on Shu Lee's work in air embolism in neonates, but that had been misinterpreted by Dewey Lewis, something Lee himself had made clear. Lee also has over 400 peer-reviewed works in his field, and the panel of 14 international senior neonatalists is quite simply the best you could find anywhere in the world. Their methodology was unusually rigorous. Experts were paired, worked independently on some cases, and were required to reach the same conclusions without collaboration. They consistently identified natural causes and systematic care failures rather than deliberate harm. These clinicians volunteered their time and would have zero incentive to risk their professional credibility. Now, I find that really interesting because we've also got one from Courtney who says, "Hi, legends. I've just finished a Lucy Letby doco."
Right.
Now, this podcast came out before the Lucy
Letby
Letby documentary. Honestly, I listened to the trial in real time, and I was confused then and still confused now.
Wow.
There is so much focus on her behaviour and her reactions, like Lindy and even like Amanda Knox, so Lindy Chamberlain. I don't know if anybody else thinks this, but I do think her behaviour is that of someone who potentially has ASD. and just genuinely comes across emotionless. In my opinion, also explains her record keeping. I know the extreme understaffing of the hospitals discussed in trial, so it's likely she genuinely forgot she had records on her and just wanted to go home after a 12 to 14 hour day.
Yeah, wasn't there? That's the only thing I'm going to say. Yeah, but there was hundreds, weren't there?
I don't know how many there were, but there were a lot under her bed. Yeah, the notes presented has similarities to Catherine Folbig, where excerpts were presented, but not the entries as a whole.
Yes,
the only real evidence ever presented was that she was on shift every time, but as we know from other cases, just because someone was there doesn't mean they did it. Would love your thoughts. Now, I have been really interested by this because it is such a difficult case.
Yes.
Like, it is so difficult because there are, of course, two sides to every story. We don't know. It looks like, there has been evidence where one of the doctors has said this, one of the doctors has said this, one of the doctors has said this. Like, it is so hard, and I think a lot of the time we react emotionally to things because babies died.
About babies.
Yeah, exactly.
And also, I think we were extra careful with that one because while it is not still before the courts, she's been found guilty and convicted, the fact that this panel of independent experts has come forward kind of asking for it to be re-examined.
Yeah.
We've just been very careful about that because there is a possibility that it may end up back before the courts in some way.
Yeah.
I also personally found it really difficult to give much commentary about because we're not parents.
No, exactly.
And I didn't feel comfortable making too much commentary about it because I can't possibly understand what that must feel like for the parents.
Yeah.
So I apologise if anyone thought that the episode we weren't kind of going into depth as much as we usually did, and it's also deep medical stuff. So I do apologise if anyone thinks we didn't kind of do our usual maybe emotional depth of it or really look into it. But we really wanted to cover the story because it's one that we're so fascinated by.
And cover both sides at the end by talking about the panel as well, the international panel by Julie. Like, that was a big part of the story. That's also in the documentary. Like, it is a fact that happened. But I think people are very skeptical of Dr. Dewey Lewis and their motives, why he only chose 17 cases. Why did he choose those 17 cases when there are a lot more? There is so much to this case, and it will become more, I think, prevalent if there is a retrial. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? But I think it is a really complicated case, and I understand people have very strong feelings about it. But we're not willing to go with that.
It's one of those cases that a lot of people have become really kind of obsessed with, or really followed very closely, and we'll be the first to say we're not two of those people. We haven't followed it really, really closely. No. You investigated that for our episode.
And before the doco came out. So I'm really interested. And also, I was, kind of shocked when the documentary came out that someone actually messaged our Instagram and said, "Oh my God, I couldn't believe that my husband was like, maybe she's innocent." And they kind of had an argument about it. Right. And I was like, great, this podcast is causing
arguments.
Fights.
Yeah. But all get divorced.
That's right.
Everyone's doing it.
Everyone's
it's
cool
very
now.
chic to separate in the 2020s.
We were just thinking, look, that is really interesting, but we thought it was really a good idea to raise the panel at the end. Of
course, it's part of the story.
But not go into whether or not we think Dewey Lewis is this or Dewey Lewis is that.
No, we don't know enough about the story.
Exactly.
That's what this podcast is as well. We're not doing a big... I'm sure there are podcasts about Lucy Letby that are multi-episodes and they go into thoughts and beliefs. We were giving you the facts as we know them.
That's right.
And just having a little bit of Jans on the side with a chat up the top about our weeks. Okay? So sue me. Don't sue me.
Don't sue her, please. This comes from Hannah. You ready for this? Are you?
Hi, Sammy and Georgia. This is U.S. listener Hannah.
Hey, Hannah.
I'm going to try to keep this short and sweet because I can yap with the best of them. And make me want to yap at you because it makes me feel like I'm sitting down with best friends. Your podcast does. And so I love it. I just want to say it's quickly become one of my favorite podcasts.
We love you, Hannah.
So keep up the good work. And then I have 3 little things. One, I know you all have mentioned becoming book talk stars.
TikTok book stars.
So if you really want to be in with the book talk, read Fourth Wing. It's romance, it's fantasy, it's dragons.
I've heard about
it's
this.
Amazing.
It's the
2,
fantasy.
Padre Keeve, when people don't know traffic laws. It drives me wild.
Hannah.
Like if we pull up to a stop sign and they're in front of me or they got there first and they just look at me. I'm like, why are you looking at me?
Correct.
Let's go and get on with our lives. Know the order so we can carry on.
Yes.
Ugh, it just drives me crazy. And then third, I just wanted to say that Georgia, I've noticed in episodes you always like stop and Google stuff, and I'm absolutely that friend in my friend group.
Right.
I have to stop and Google
did
because
that
we
like
can't
3
just
times.
leave it unknown. I'm always like, we're Googling it. Let's get the answer and then the conversation.
Exactly.
So I fully support stopping the podcast for you to Google.
You'll like this
Okay, y'all,
episode.
just wanted to chat with you. Have a great day. Keep carrying on with the good podcast. Stay horrendous.
Stay horrendous, Hannah.
And can I say, Hannah sent this. That is 102 speak pipes.
Is that
we've been
speak pipe
sent.
number 102?
Yeah.
What?
How amazing. We've
Hannah?
been doing this.
Hannah, you did it.
You did
You're
it.
lucky number 102.
You win nothing. But
But
yeah.
our friendship.
And have a
Hannah,
show bag. If
that's
there's a show
amazing.
bag you want to get, you have it.
Yeah, find it. If you find a show
you
bag
find a
and
show
you want
bag,
to buy
it's
it for
yours.
yourself, buy it and then thank us. I get so excited when people tell us they're listening from overseas.
I know.
I love that so
It's
much.
so cool. Well,
love you, Hannah.
maybe I should just skip ahead a tiny bit in our usual mailbag because we have someone who is an overseas listener.
What?
And you and I haven't listened to this. I don't usually try and listen to them unless it's one that I'm like, oh, I'm not gonna do that one. But we have our great friend who's an overseas listener.
Hey guys,
What?
it is Bort,
Hey!
and I am just responding to the James Frey.
Oh,
Yeah.
In my opinion, the only truth that are creative, especially in a narrative format,
Yep.
is beholden to is the emotional truth.
Oh.
So really, I don't really think he did anything wrong.
Interesting.
Another point I wanted to make, because you brought up separating the art from the artist,
yeah.
I think that's emotionally dishonest to
Yeah, okay.
even attempt to do that, because a lot of these guys tell on themselves in their art. I
Yeah.
mean, Louis C.K., Woody Allen,
Yep.
they both did a lot of telling on themselves before they got found out.
Yeah.
And I think it gives you a more well-rounded view of the human condition to acknowledge that and go into experiencing the art as part of them being fucked up, awful people. But again, thank you for the podcast.
Love you,
Thank
Bort.
you for tolerating my buffoonery. And y'all be good, be safe. Take it easy.
Y'all be good, be
I
safe is the
love
best. Bort, we love you.
Bort's
I
the
think I really like that message.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's a really good point to
Yeah.
raise. I love these kind of discussions with people. And they go,
I think so too. It's like it doesn't, and we're always open to people saying, actually, I don't agree with that.
Yeah.
Like it is really interesting. Also, the message that we got on Instagram before that I didn't see that was from Anonymous because they had a really funny Instagram name. It was like, this is not it, but it was like chicken salt or something like that. I was like, I'm not going to say this one came from chicken salt. So if you do leave an Instagram message, please do leave your full name because otherwise,
Yes. We're not doxing you.
We're not doxing you. But yeah, I think that's really interesting, Bort.
Yeah.
And also that
That's a really
discussion,
good
I
point.
think, is something that I've really loved doing on this podcast. This is the first time we kind of did it. It's had a full discussion. Just
Yeah.
do the facts and then have
discuss.
proper discussion
Yeah.
about it. Because, James Frey is someone that I find really interesting.
Yeah.
Look, I don't really know a whole lot about James Frey apart from what I listened to about that. But separating the art from the artist can
It's
be
such a
a
good-
really
yeah.
interesting topic.
For Bort to say that, it's a completely good and valid point to say, well, how much can you really? Because the art has come from the artist. And
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love getting Spotify comments as well. So we've got from Orville. This is, it says, good morning, Georgia and Sammy, writing from my studio on a Drake morning in Scotland. I hope I said that right.
Scotland.
As a multimedia artist working through the night, having you in my ears is like my own audible soap opera. I wasn't a true crime fan until I found your show via the Claremont Murders. Obsessed with Eric Thompson, says in brackets. Now you're a constant companion. You should look into the Robbie McIntosh murder from Dundee, no Crocs in brackets. His story is featured on the show Signs of a Psychopath. Love that. And also I want to say Drake, right? Drake. I feel like it's Drake. Can you send us a speak pipe? Because I'd love to hear.
Your name.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh my God.
Drake
Thanks
morning.
for listening all the
Isn't
way.
that the best? And also the Claremont Killers is a really interesting Claremont Killer is a really interesting story.
I loved that one.
This comes from Victoria.
The place or the person?
Is that the person? You wondered what compelled Dr. Shu Lee to come out and contradict Dr. Dewey Lewis.
The Lucy Letby story. Yep.
Dr. Evans used Dr. Lee's research in his expert report. Dr. Lee read Dr. Evans' report and was dismayed at how his work had been misinterpreted. He is worried his research has been wrongly used to convict Letby. I think it's an important note that Dr. Lee is the original writer Evans relied on. Dr. Lee is much more eminent than Dr. Evans. And we've got this one that comes from Dean. I love this. I think it's different if it's a complete fabrication. This is going back to the James Frey episode. Yep. I think it's different if it's a complete fabrication versus certain events not being completely accurate.
Yes, I agree.
I think if it's completely fabricated, it should be marketed as a work of fiction.
Yes.
You were right about memories being fallible, though. I often read a memoir and wonder, did that conversation you had with your mum 50 years ago really go like that?
Yeah.
I also think embellishments are often added to provide context in situations as well. And I think that's absolutely
It's a good
correct.
point too. How can you remember exactly the conversation you had in the exact terms with someone even 1 year ago?
Oh my
then
God.
that could be said, well, that's not factual. It didn't happen like that.
Yeah. There's so many different sides of that. Look, we're going to have one more speak pipe today.
I think this is going to be the longest episode of all time, isn't it?
I don't think so. No. I don't think it's going to be the longest episode we've done, but I think it will be up there. Well, we're about an hour and 55 at the moment.
What about if I sang the whole score of Book of Mormon?
I would like that. But can we just go to a lovely voicemail, because I think you're really going to like this one as well. As we always love voicemails and love your messages.
You're just trying to shut me up?
No, I just love this one so much, and I think you are going to too.
Hi guys, this is Baba. I left you guys a message by Instagram a couple of weeks ago. I stumbled across your podcast and was just so pleasantly just surprised. It was just so funny and so horrific and just love it. Just love it. I'm a real big crime alcoholic, I guess you could call me, because I listen to all types of crime podcasts. Doesn't matter how horrific they are. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's just something that I like listening to. It just intrigues me how people are in the world. But anyway, just keep up the great work. I'm still binge listening to catch up, but I am listening to your weekly shows. So you guys make me laugh. It's just so funny. I'm a Gen Xer as well, so I am a grandma, and that's why I'm called Baba. Baba is babcia in Polish. And Georgia,
yes,
I have a daughter called Georgia. Fantastic name. And I also have to let you know that my sister Vanessa has 2 beautiful ragdoll cats. They are just awesome. Honey and Maple, they make me laugh when I go and see her.
Make her laugh.
And
love that.
just thank you very much for just doing your shows. I just love them.
Babcia.
Baba.
Isn't she amazing?
Baba, I love you.
She has messaged on Instagram before, and she's just such a beautiful person.
Oh my God, Baba, I love you so much.
I want to end on that one.
Hi to Georgia. Hi to Mabel and Honey as well.
As well. And Georgia is a great name.
It is a great name.
Isn't that great? And also, if you have a fascination with true crime, you've been listening to true crime for a while.
You're a true crime alcoholic.
Yeah, that's right, true crime alcoholic. And this is probably a different one to listen to if you've been listening to lots of true crime for a long time. Thank you. We loved that voicemail. We love to hear your voice. I want to know if I pronounced Drich right. Drich morning.
How's it spelt, please?
It's Dreich, I believe. Maybe there's an E on the end of there. But it's one of those beautiful Scottish words that I just don't, Yeah, Dreich. Yeah,
You're
I really want to
pronouncing
get it
H
right.
beautifully.
Thank
I'm
you
really
for saying
proud
that.
of you.
But I just wanted to get it right because I was like, oh, if I don't get that right, I'm upsetting all of our Scottish listeners.
Yes, and you will
particularly
be.
Shrek. Yeah,
Particularly Shrek and also Sinead.
and also our beautiful friend Sinead.
I've got a portrait for you today.
Well, can you please tell me your portrait for today, Georgia
Yes, I
Love?
can. I'm going to look it up because.
Oh, you're going to look it up? Okay. You know what? You always do this, and I love this about you.
Okay.
Because you've written so many down because things annoy
When
you
I have
sometimes.
when they pop into me to write them down.
Yes.
When people talk about having high cholesterol, but they just say, "Oh, I've got cholesterol."
Yes.
It's bizarrely
Yeah.
common.
Yeah.
Bizarrely common.
Yeah.
People go, "Oh, I can't have butter anymore. I've got cholesterol." Yeah. Yes.
Yep.
Yep. We all have cholesterol. Yes.
Can I tell you one that my mum actually told me?
Yes.
So she said that her portrait peeve was that when I was a kid, I used to open up the fridge, look, there's nothing there, and a moment later I'd go back. Like it would magically change. And she used to go, that was so frustrating that you keep going back, looking in the fridge for something magically to change. Yeah.
That's a good one.
Which
Thanks,
was real.
Geraldine.
Thank you, Geraldine, for that. Bloody love that. G-Love. It's been a goddamn pleasure to be with you today. Thank you for that amazing story. Thank you to Taylor Richardson.
Thank you so much, Taylor
Which is
Richardson.
her full name.
You're the best.
Thank you to Oliver Clark for doing the music. Thank you to Thames and Hayes for doing the artwork.
Thank you to you listeners for following us on Instagram and TikTok at Not Another Crime Podcast. Thank you,
Yes,
listeners,
thank you
for
for
watching us on YouTube at Not Another Crime Podcast.
Yes.
Thank you, Sammy Peterson, for being the best goddamn friend and my favourite person in the world.
Thank you for sharing this podcast with your nearest and dearest friends. Thank you so much for doing that as well. We bloody love it when you share it again.
A 5-star rating and 5-star review. And thank you for Dib for turning 7 and giving us a party pie party.
Party, party, party. All we have left to say on this podcast is thank you for making us TikTok BookTok stars. At dusk, a single gunshot echoed across a quiet street. There was something very wrong. No one seemed to be around. This gunshot seemed too sharp. But in this town, there was never, ever a crime. When responders arrived, they found an elderly tycoon collapsed outside his own estate, still alive, barely conscious, whispering nonsense. And just like that, a question hung over the town like smog. Who did this? The man was powerful, obscenely so.
The dead man.
The dead man, yeah. He controlled the town's largest employer, dictated local politics through fear and money, and treated human beings as disposable resources. He was also deeply, profoundly disliked.
Go on. I think I've just worked out what this story.
Investigators were immediately overwhelmed, not by a lack of suspects, but by an excess of them.
You know,
Yeah. The list grew faster than detectives could type. Everyone had a story. Most had a grudge. Witnesses' accounts were unreliable. Some contradicted themselves within minutes. Others contradicted reality. Alibi shifted. Timelines warped. Physical evidence appeared, disappeared, then reappeared in places that made no sense. Eventually, investigators landed on a solution that felt neat. Too neat. The case was closed with public confidence, media applause, and a quiet sense of relief. The town wanted the chapter to end. The victim survived. Years later, the case is remembered less as a crime and more as a cultural mystery. A whodunit where motive was universal and logic was optional. The victim, Mr. Burns. The town, Springfield. The truth, complicated. Absurd. Somehow, crazier than you ever might imagine. As immortalised in the fictional TV show The Simpsons, the real question was never who pulled the trigger. It was why it felt like everyone did.
Who shot Mr. Burns?
Who shot Mr. Burns?
Why did you write that?
I thought it was fun.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's beautifully
We had a
written.
wonderful listener that said you should do Who Shot Mr. Burns, and I thought I'll just write that real quickly.
so
I don't know if I can get away with that for a whole episode. But I thought it could be a little fun little tack on to the episode.
Good.
Of fun.
That's
Anyway,
really good.
bye.
This shows I know you too well because when you were like, I was like, why did he say tycoon?
Yeah,
Tycoon's
yeah.
such a weird word. Then I went,
Yeah.
oh my fucking God, he's
Can't
talking
be
about
that
them
Mr.
damn
Burns
Sims.
character. Oh, I love the Sims. Anyway, bye.
Thanks, Sammy.